Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of Forge Recorder videos, and a tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to Patron D&D, where platinum-level patrons and I get together to play Dungeons & Dragons via Discord and Roll20. These sessions are entirely supported by patrons of patreon.com/roguewatson. Patrons also get exclusive access to private videos, custom 5e content, and participate in monthly DM roundtables and these Patron D&D games. These games are not live streamed, but are recorded for your viewing pleasure. You can watch more sessions, reviews, and crafting streams here on the channel, read recaps at roguewatson.com, and listen to all of these shows with the Rogue Watson podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts. You can join our official Discord server with invite link in the description below. Our music is by Kevin MacLeod, and our amazing original character art was done by Jimmy McClure. Welcome to Chapter 4, Episode 2 of our Empire of the Ghouls campaign, designed by Richard Green and published by Kobold Press. This session, I'm joined by patrons Brandon playing Bahn Mi, the Kobold Bard College of Whispers.
Hey there.
Corey playing Lucian Drago, the dhampir Clockwork Soul Sorcerer.
Hello.
Dory playing Io, the gearforged Circle of the Moon Druid.
Hello.
John playing Torben, the bearfolk Ancestral Guardian Barbarian.
Hello.
And Stan playing Alaric, the dhampir Death Domain Cleric / Bard.
Greetings.
Previously on Empire of the Ghouls, summoned back to Cryason by Queen Ursula, the party reunites with the Krakovan court in exile, as well as their dwarven allies. The Queen reports that a legion of ghouls have taken Archduke Avgost into the underground, toward the Imperium cities. To mount a rescue, the party will need protection against the undead. They're told to look up the Gravebinders in the far desert city of Sual. A journey of over 2,000 miles can be done in a week if they take the Shadow Roads. Their first encounter in the Shadow Realm is a somewhat tense meeting with a group of Shadow Fae on patrol. An enchantress introduces herself as Malia and asks many pointed questions about who they are and where they're going. After the meeting, they noticed a shadowy raven following their every move. The next day, they find a clearing suitable for a campsite, but it's crawling with undead. Arrows rain from the nearby trees, forcing them to battle the shadowy undead creatures. After putting them down, another group of Shadow Fae introduced themselves, led by Selvin, the same woman who accosted the party on their previous journey. This time, she's far more amiable, having enjoyed Rye's cloak he had given her, and offers to reward him with a gift of her own. He convinced her to join with them for a time, and since Rye's not here for this session, I think it's fun to say that he and Selvin went off on their own little rom-com adventure in the Shadow Realm. Thankfully, Torben has caught up with you all, having probably got distracted on some of his own side journeys when you all ventured north into the Northlands, but now reuniting here in the Shadow Realms on the Shadow Road towards Sual. And near the end of the third day, in fact, this is probably where you meet Torben, actually. This could work out pretty well. The sound of merry flutes, pipes, and drums echoes in the distance. The sound seems to be coming from a collection of covered wagons and carts arranged in a large ring just off the road. The smoke of cook fires rises between the mobile structures, offering mouth-watering delights. A group of provocatively dressed Shadow Fae, men and women, wave to you all and invite you over. And Torben, you have seen this place and have settled down only recently. Whether or not you want to partake in any of the festivities or food and drink is still entirely up to you. But you were thinking that you would meet your friends here, and sure enough, here they are.
Are we with the group as Torben comes up on us, or are we all arriving to see all this at the same time?
Torben has probably been here for maybe an hour or two. And again, I don't want to presume what you have been doing in your activities here, but you all come up and see him here. And you don't have much answers, Torben, on what's going on. Everybody seems very nice, and just, it's almost like a little party going on here, and it kind of out of place because this is a generally dangerous area. But they're close enough to the Shadow Road itself that this would be a natural kind of campsite for people traveling along the road as well.
Is this then? I mean, so is it basically the group that kind of joined the party last time. Is it, essentially an extension of that, or is this like a separate group from, I forget her name already, the one that Rye is having a good time with?
Yeah. No, this looks like a different group. That group looked like they were built for patrol, built for combat, built for ranging. This group just seems like it's a bunch of hippies. Like, just they decided to come out into the wilderness and have a good time. A bunch of people, like, they're not really. They're not even really like
circles.
dressed appropriately for like being out here like in the woods or anything. Yeah, you're kind of getting it's just kind of a weird like party, like hippie slash like a bunch of college kids.
Get a job.
Exactly.
The grilled cheese sandwich. and you said their food and drink and all this stuff.
There is a lot
around.
of delicious. In fact, it even lists mouth-watering food: succulent roast pheasant, fat savory sausages, candied sweet potatoes and beets, mushrooms sautéed in wine, and roasted potatoes. There are also liberally there is strong brandy and dwarven spirits available.
Okay, I can eat.
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
guys.
little hesitant. I'm a little hesitant because the last time we were offered food, it didn't go very well.
Aldermose, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not Holdermose, more of like that taking a bite out of a leg.
Oh, good reference.
I'm a little hesitant.
Yeah, none of these look
Go
like
first.
human remains.
Okay. And now the dwarven liquor and the brandy, that's a little more on my speed, so
Mhm.
kind of leaning more towards the drink cart.
Yeah. Yeah, and they seem perfectly well. You do note that there's a lot of servants running around. They appear to be goblins. Very goblin-ass looking goblins, but their skin is kind of pale to like kind of reflect the shadow realm. But they seem very eager to just serve everybody and kind of run around and basically be just the helpers and the servants.
So is it like hors d'oeuvres being passed around on plates, or is it like a Renaissance fair where you go up to a market stall?
It's everybody's definitely sharing the food. Yeah, there's everything is being passed around. It's not like there's servants coming to like offer you food necessarily, but people are kind of welcoming you to come up to like the stew pots and like, you know,
Yeah, I
hand
think
out
Bond's a
things.
capitalist. I don't think he likes whatever. This is you mean you're just giving it away?
Communist bullshit. Some kind of hippie commune, yeah. But go ahead.
Can I get a read to see, are they acting like this because, like, is the food spiked somehow or like laced with something, or does it just seem like this is their nature?
Let's see what's a good. Roll a insight check.
Okay.
$15. You definitely can recognize that all the dancers, which now you get a feeling they're all wearing again this like provocative kind of, not stripper outfits, but just very sexy attire that does not at all fit in with like being like every other Shadow Fae you've seen has been wearing like armor, right? Like I'm out in the wilderness, I need to be prepared for anything, and these folks are not at all. You roll actually. So you do get a feeling that there's a lot of alcohol.
Bon is eating sausages. Like Bon is 100%.
Yeah, the food, everything smells and feels very real to you, and they seem very genuine about kind of what they're here. They're just like asking a lot of questions and being really friendly with it. But I will allow you to roll a history or nature check with advantage to try and figure out if there's anything else going on here.
Okay. Roll a nature then. 21.
So you may have heard of the Shadow Fae pattern dancers, which are often employed as spies and information gatherers. Specifically when you want like a gentler touch in like getting information or something, they would send out these like caravans to different places and even into the mortal realm as well. And not even necessarily insidiously, but just to get in, like almost politically in some cases, but just as a way to gather information, and that they would specifically work directly for like the high court, basically. Which is very different from actual like hippies, I guess, who would not be working for the government.
So in my mind, I would say communicate to everyone. Be on your guard. They are looking to gain intel. Don't know on who, but be wary of what you say to them. And maybe the food might be laced to loosen your tongues. Just a heads up. Bahn.
Yeah, Bond's like, yeah. So then I opened up a shipping operation in Holdremos.
My
bank account is this.
And on the flip side, Alaric is on the other side of the caravan. He's already filled up his wineskin with hard liquor, and he's already drinking with someone, talking and extolling the virtues of the Valkyries and Sif and Wotan, and he is just in this full deep, like, yeah. And then we got to ride with the Valkyries, and just going on and on and on and on, totally annoying this guy to death.
No, they absolutely love it. Like they lap it up, and somebody like I might be able to pick up the fact they're like trained to like almost like an escort, but not even necessarily a sexual one, but like one who's like there to just be a companion who like listens to you.
Tell me more.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very much like that kind. Obviously they're very attractive, but they're just kind of very like attentive and like, yes, oh, that's so, just like absolutely like feeding your ego, and you just need to like share and whatever. And you find, your tongue's being very loosened. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone hears an audible sigh come out of Io's mind.
You turn to immediately give advice, and like Lucian, what are you doing in this situation?
I would probably go up and grab like a leg of pheasant or something, but like smell it, like check it, see if it's like illusory, if it's real, I mean, just do that.
It is real. Yeah, it is real, and it is delicious.
Yeah.
And you guys have been on whatever trail rations for days now. And you even feel like just the malaise of being in this realm too, where there's no sunlight. Like it just feels like you're in Seattle or something. You're just walking through and it's just cloudy all the time and kind of depressive. And you're just eating trail rations. So to have this is like just a flick of the switch for a lot of you, I'm sure. Torben, what about you?
Well, I'm thinking, initially he would have been pretty cautious about food from the Fae, but I feel like some of the spirits would have been tempting enough to, like the dwarven ales and stuff like that would have been more tempting. So probably would have loosened his inhibitions, and he would have been eaten by now.
And I kind of like the idea that maybe you were here catching up with your friends, and you had found this campsite, and they had somehow told you that like, oh, they'll be here very soon, just come sit by us. And you were like, well, I guess I could sit here and wait. And then sure enough, they come within like an hour or so.
If you drink it, they will come.
If you drink it. If you drink enough, you're never alone. So Io, you're still pretty cautious about this whole thing, right? You're kind of, and you as a gearforged specifically, you do not eat or drink also. And you notice they kind of give you the cold shoulder, not to where it would be very obvious, especially for the average person who's probably oblivious to a lot of social situations in that way. But you, with your incredible perception and the insight, would pick up on the fact that you are being treated differently than everybody else because you are not participating in all of this, and it's just a little bit of a rude thing, and you're looking around to see if anybody else is noticing this, and everybody else is just having a good time. You're the meme of the the person who's like sitting in the party going, oh, they just don't know, or whatever that meme is. And the party, all those guys are having a good time. So
I'm not super charismatic at all. Actually, I'm not even remotely charismatic, but I think I would be observing how my friends are responding and how these fae are getting my friends to loosen up and get information out of them. And I might just try to incorporate a little bit of this and just chum up to one of them and try to like turn the tables a little bit and maybe just try to get a little bit of information out of them while everyone else is kind of eating and drinking.
How do you do, fellow eaters and drinkers?
Give me a just give me a straight charisma check, I think.
Oh Lord.
I looked at your sheet. You looked like you were at average charisma, so it wasn't terrible. You're just not like super stud charisma, like somebody who has to put points in charisma.
I just click on charisma where it says saving throw, right? For a straight. Because it's 0 either way, I think, right? Is that
you could do that?
Usually, you can click
you could just
charisma.
you could just click the attribute itself. I think. There you go. 17 is damn good for a +0. Let's see. So you are, I think, because of your non-organic nature, you kind of befuddle the person who you're speaking to. They aren't quite, like, you can tell they're trying to use their, and you don't even actually get any, they're not even doing anything magical. It's just like social skills that they're using, basically. It's just, I mean, it's them being like attractive, but also just good listeners and everything else. And it's, you don't think there's anything like sinister magical enchantments at play here. But you try to like spin it around and kind of try to ask them questions, and they're pretty deft at doing the same thing. And you almost get this very, if anybody else was paying attention, they would notice there is a tense charisma off right here, where the two of you are kind of both just answering with questions with each other. And it is a battle of social skills. And you have a slight advantage because they can't seem to like read your facial expressions, like whatever's going, like you're not like sweating or anything. It's just, they're just not used to dealing with a gearforged person. So it is a challenge. You do get the feeling that they are, the one thing you kind of learn is that like you all were the reason for them being here. They like, one thing they keep saying is, oh, we're so glad you made it and everything else. And you just get the feeling that like, oh, you guys weren't just here and like we came upon you. Like you were like waiting for us to whatever you're doing. It was, we were the target. And this is happening while everybody else is still having just a good old time. And still, they're constantly trying to like give you food, give you drink, and everything else.
And Alaric's conversation has turned into a therapy session. He's kind of crying.
He's on the couch.
He's kind of fun. Someone will actually listen to me, and just pouring his guts out of all the trauma with his sister, and just finally got someone to actually listen and not run away from in terror when he starts telling his stories.
Yeah, you turn and there's just a goblin bartender there with a glass, just like listening to your story, just nodding very solemnly. Yeah. And then this goes on throughout the night, right? This is a montage of sequences where most of you are having just a good old time with all of this, except Io is just feeling that it's just off. It's not like sinister specifically. You don't think any of you are in danger, but it's you're just like, this is just another fact-finding expedition. And you still sleep at night, right? Did we ever determine this? I don't actually know how Gearforged work all this time. Do you have to like power down?
No. I use my rest time to basically mend myself.
Okay.
So I don't technically power down.
Okay.
It's
You at some point everybody starts to drift off, and people, the merriment starts dying down. It gets late, the fires start going down, and you note that instead of making a proper camp or anything, everybody just kind of almost somewhat magically just like kind of falls asleep, even though there's no real magic happening here. It's just people basically passing out from a good party. And the people around you are even like kind of giving you the cold shoulder and outright ignoring you now. Even the person you're talking to kind of gives up and drifts off and eventually kind of falls asleep. People are going into the wagons and everything, and you start laying down for your mending purposes, or maybe you're checking on your allies. Everybody seems to be in a fine sleep and everything. And then at some point you have to just turn your head, or you look at something. It's probably, maybe you think it's that raven, swooping down, and you kind of naturally just decide to be on guard because you're the one who's, watching out everywhere. And when your head snaps back just to, like literally just a second, you're like looking over here, you're checking around the forest, and you turn around, and all of the Shadow Fae, the wagons, everything are gone. The only thing left are your friends who are still lying in their like repose positions. And then there's like a single bottle of what looks like expensive brandy, like a little bow on it, just standing up right next to one of the cold campfires. The rest of you wake up in the morning. You all, except for Io, gain 10 temporary hit points. But I need all of you to give me a Constitution saving throw, except for Io.
God bless America. Oh my God.
Boy, it is feast or famine here at the con saves.
That's appropriate. Oh, is that appropriate?
Alaric just completely emptied his mental traumas all over these people. And they just absolutely fucked off. Bahn and Alaric, you still get the temporary hit points, but you both you both gain a level of exhaustion. Because you feel all the effects of that night just hit you all at once. And just for our purposes, even though we're montaging these events over the course of days, again, to remind everybody, we do not auto long rest at night, and we do not auto heal exhaustion at night either. I will tell you when you heal.
Can I have short rested at some point?
You can gain the benefits of a short rest, yes.
Okay.
I think Lucian's just used to this from dealing with snakes. It's like, oh yeah, that again.
Yeah, he's fine. If he can survive that.
How do I roll a 0 hit dice? Can I get a 1, or
that might be the first time I've ever seen that.
Do you want me to stick to? That's my own punishment. I'm gonna just keep it the way that it is.
Oh my goodness.
You have a song of rest or something you can do, right?
Probably, but I think he's too drunk and hungover to participate.
All my years, I've never seen a 0. That's so impressive. You and your freaking minus con.
Okay. Let's see. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna use half of them.
Yeah, I'm also going to do that because I didn't realize my token was showing me, but it was the giant elk showing at full health, but I'm not even remotely at full health.
We might,
so.
yeah, you're right. I don't think we even
Yeah.
rested after that last encounter. With
So I'm going to short rest too.
And you said it was 10 temporary hit points, right?
You get 10 temporary hit points, yeah. It was a pretty awesome party. Good food.
I just used 5 hit dice and I'm still 4 away from max.
Wow. It's painful.
It's fun.
You survived this long with a negative con modifier. There's got to be some kind of record for this.
Yeah.
Always tempting death. So yeah, there's no sign of them whatsoever, and some of you feel, most of you feel like it was a great party, but some of you are definitely like just that hungover, like, oh, I'm too old for this shit kind of feeling. But that bottle of brandy does look like it could be worth a pretty penny.
I can't even
I'll
look
take
at
that.
it.
I'll take that.
The only responsible one.
Keep it away from Alaric. It will not be sold if he gets it.
Let's see, where is... Can I not whisper? There we go. All right, that's how much you think that is worth. So yeah, continuing your travels along the Shadow Road. On the 5th day, my true love gave to me, the forest surrounding the Shadow Road disappears as an inky black river sluggishly flows across the path. The road leads directly to the strange body of water and shows signs of a ford at the river's edge. Across the river lies a seemingly endless expanse of stunted grassland. From behind you in the forest's edge, several pale, childlike figures emerge, their black eyes staring and their mouths twisted in a rictus grin.
These are the kids that we fought in the...
I was going to say, it's not the evil kids again, is it? Please don't let it be the evil kids again.
They do kind of look like evil kids, but you're not quite... They don't look exact... It's funny, there's more than one evil kid.
Not the nursery rhymes. Anything but the nursery rhymes.
Right. But as soon as I get your tokens on here, I'll make y'all roll for some initiative.
Yep, we're fighting kids again.
I'd have to fight the kids. There we go. All right, so let me get some initiative. You all have, so the road has ended in what looks like a very foreboding black inky river flowing across the path. It does look like there's a ford in the river, which means you could maybe walk, but it would still be like waist deep at least to walk across this path in the water. And then you've got suddenly these childlike figures with this unkempt hair, and they're all holding, every one of them is holding a single kind of toy-like object. One of them might have a stuffed bear, another one with a blanket, one of them with like a little wooden horse, another with like a doll, but they all stare with these large black eyes and these like really creepy smiles on their faces, and they kind of twitch a little bit as they come out of the forest, and they look like they're up to no good. Barefoot and rags. There's like bits of like tree branches and crap in their hair.
Oh, sure. Now I roll a nat 20.
Oh. Which, remind me, for those of you suffering from exhaustion, that is disadvantage on ability checks.
Mm-hmm.
And initiative is an
Yes.
ability check.
Yes.
I had disadvantage marked when I rolled it, but I can roll again.
Well, if it marked it, that's fine. I usually forget.
Yeah, I had it clicked, but I don't know if it actually fired with disadvantage.
I didn't know you could select a disadvantage or... Oh, wait, I don't have the little toggle thing.
Toggle.
So we can go with the 16. There, that's fine.
Okay. Boy, okay. Io rolled a nat 20, and I rolled a nat also, and slightly ahead. So, one of these, it looks like children, they walk up, kind of maybe twitching a few times, but definitely purposely striding towards you. You notice their eyes dart to the river, and then back to you all. and gets to be about here, and kind of cocks. We'll say it's a little girl. Say, you're just so angry all the time. And see who she's actually targeting with this. Io. She needs to get a little closer, I think.
The automaton.
Get away.
Yes.
Yes. Are you immune to being charmed? Otherwise, I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
Okay, hang on. I'm scanning quick.
Scanning.
Constructed body. Only other place it would be. You are immune to disease, poison, damage, and the poisoned condition. And I think that's the only place. Yeah, that's the only place that lists immunity. So, no, I am not immune to being charmed. So you said a wisdom save?
Wisdom save, please, yes. Oh, with the two net 20s in a row. Fair enough. With the save, you feel a rage boil inside of you, but then you are able to just stave it off with your own mental block, but doing so does cause damage to you. You take 9 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then takes a step back when she is kind of annoyed that you didn't strike out. Isaac screams out like, "Grown-ups, never listen, so angry." And Io, it is your turn.
Okay. I don't like that at all. So do they appear to be like floating or anything, or are they like corporeal, walking on solid ground?
They appear to be walking on solid ground. They don't appear ghostly.
Okay. I think I'm going. Whoa.
You also don't see any sign of, like, death, I guess? Like zombification? There's not, like, pieces of them missing or anything?
Okay.
You're still not quite sure what they are, but that's what you can visualize.
Okay. I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to step up here. I think, as soon as I can get this on. And 5, 10, 15. Nope, I can't do that. Son of a pumpkin. I'm sorry. I never go first in initiative. This is insane to me. I think I'm gonna cast. Spike Growth. 20-foot radius centered on a point within range, and my range is insane. It's 150 feet. So, okay, so if I cast that from where I'm at, I should be able to, let me see if this, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 4.
Can you post that in that chat thing too?
Yep.
The spell.
Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. I made that a little bit too big, so yeah, so now I'm gonna go ahead and cast that. So actually this one over here, the number 5 isn't in it because I drew it too big.
It's grounded in a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range. Twists and sprouts hard spot. Well, 20-foot radius is pretty big, right? And
40.
40 by
Oh
40
snap!
40
I'm
across?
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll pick a point, and it goes out of that point 20 feet each direction, so it'd be 40 across
So
at the ends.
I could actually get all of them. Yeah, I can actually
that's
get all
huge.
of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be.
So food for thought a little bit. I mean, that makes it like, so, you know, those of us going in for close combat don't.
There's one on the edge there for you to beat on there, Torben.
Right.
There's a couple on the edges, so yeah, but I don't want them to get close enough to have you guys start attacking us. I would play it that way because I just felt the effect of what she was trying to do to me.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone in the party to succumb to that. So if I can avoid them getting close enough to us to do that, then...
You did notice this one had to come up to you in
That's
order
why
to seem to have that effect on you, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, but I would do that to stop them from coming up to you guys.
Torben like sags
Yeah.
when he sees the spikes shoot out of the ground. He looks down at his feet.
It's a DC 16.
I don't even think it's
Why
a
doesn't it say?
save. I think it just does damage. Transpace the ground. Oh, I
You have
can't
to
see
make
the
a
area.
perception check.
Oh, if they even know it's there, yeah. If they can't see the area at the time.
Yeah.
So all of these are gonna know that you're casting this because they're clearly seeing it pop up. But
When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it
Yeah.
travels.
brutal. Brutal. Good one. Piercing damage.
Sorry, that took far too long to figure out. But
All right,
And
spikes shoot up from the ground all over.
I am moving at. Is this safe area where it's gray back here or no?
You've been told not to leave the road if you don't have to, but also you guys have kind of left it several times now to go fight things or go rest, so you don't think it's like you immediately like get killed or something, but people just generally tell you to stick to the road when you can, but you almost think at this point now you've been through the road enough times, it just means don't go wandering off like in your own direction. Doesn't mean maybe necessarily have to like super can't even take a step off or bad things happen. Now when it comes to this river over here, you're not quite sure what the rules are there.
Okay. So that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right, so it's 2d4 for every 5 feet they travel. Goodness sakes.
If it's Baldur's Gate, they can just jump back out of it.
There are jumping rules. I guess you could do that. I don't even know. What is jumping? It's your strength, isn't it? Is how many feet you can jump? Yeah. So that would only get them so far. Because I could jump 10 to go... Oops. I wonder if Roll20 is fucking up my macro. Stopped working. But then... Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... So if they want to run up, which they do start running up there like viciously, but you can tell just blood streaking on their feet. 10, 15, 20. Or no, sorry. 10, 15, 20, 25.
I'm muted. Sorry. It's also difficult terrain, I think. So that's half movement.
It becomes
not
difficult terrain. You're
ghosts.
correct. Yep. So it would be... They really only make it to here. So that would be... Well, they're going to dash, actually. So they'll use their turn to dash and get here. So they're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 2d4 6 times. As you see them just
12d4.
running.
12d4?
12d4.
12d4. Get all those d4s out. Nobody has that many d4s. Oh, wow. Look
That
at
hurt.
that. That hurt, yeah. The others, you can tell this is almost like this is the first one to experience this, and the others kind of like rock back and look suddenly at the ground as this one takes running and just cuts up his feet, like bloody raw, and just crying out suddenly, like stops at the very edge and just suddenly just starts crying and yelling and screaming at you. It hurts! It hurts! But they had to dash to do that. However, you note that they take a lot of damage, and this one is still alive. And does appear to be heavily wounded, but is still alive. Alaric.
Gonna take a look at 4 and 5. Don't get to do this very often. Gonna do Reaper. Hit both of them. Chill touch. So that's spell attack.
This is the thing that lets you
Use my cantrip twice.
double. Okay.
So 16 hit on one. And a crit on the other.
A nat 20 on the other. Yeah, that's obviously both going to hit. That's going to be some good damage. So the first one is going to do, it looks like 2d8 damage.
Yep. Mm-hmm. 14.
Wow.
And 4d8 on the other.
Yeah.
It's only 17.
All right. Ghostly hand comes up and gives him like a smack across the face, like it's like abusive parent. That's kind of a terrible thing, but there's also just you're getting a weird vibe from these kids too. They just seem like they're just unruly brats, but clearly like empowered and so like way stronger than what a child should be. And they recoil but hiss angrily like a struck dog.
And gonna take just one step over to the left.
All right, Torben.
Right. Well, I was definitely giving some consideration to sword, but I feel like we want him to come across the thorn. I'm going to move up here and attack. And he's going to give like kind of a sarcastic hungover growl about, oh, you think we're angry? And
Hungover growl.
Rage. Right, so and going in here with blade.
16 will hit. And they are not constructs or undead. Wow. 19 damage.
Yeah, and again.
Wait, wouldn't it just be 18 damage if they're not undead?
19. Sword deals an extra 1d6 necrotic tumors to creatures that aren't constructs or undead. So it deals the extra damage if they aren't undead, and these do not look undead.
Oh, sorry.
Right, yeah.
I misheard that.
Oops.
10 does not hit, but also when you hit it the first time, Torben, you feel it suddenly like kind of cry out like a suddenly lost struck child, and your heart kind of breaks for a moment as it tries to transmit some psychic damage to you. I need a wisdom save.
Stealing my thing.
You take 9 psychic damage as you suddenly feel bad about slicing through this child, despite clearly they are not normal. But that first attack, you notice cleaved very strongly, and now that child is like just barely hanging on and like just like gushing wound, and suddenly looks, the wide black eyes are wide in fear.
Okay. That should do it for me.
right, my thingy isn't working, but I'm also afraid to refresh. So, oh, I think I can see it this way though. Number 3. Oh, this stupid spike growth is so painful. This one will. I guess I can jump. They can jump 10 feet. And make it to here. And then this one will run along the side very creepily. So 10, 15, 20, 25. Get right to the edge and look at you, Alaric, with just daggers in their eye and attempt to incite violence upon you. I need a wisdom saving throw. You succeed, so you take 3 psychic damage as you tamp down the violence. Which is,
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I was gonna say, a whole nother issue with you. You're having to deal with this anyway. Not even the incitement. Let's see. This one can also follow suit, being at the edge. Kind of run along the side of the bushes, and you know that they seem very. In fact, they're just in rags, but they've got all this like brush and shit all over themselves. They look like they just run through the forest without a care. 15, 20, 25, 30, but this one is not quite in range. So it will just hang out right there, I think. I think I'll take the dodge action with number 1, just kind of duck and weave behind the other one. Number 5 is not going to be so lucky, though. They are stuck in the middle of this spike growth, and they appear to be quite wounded and annoyed. So they will move 5, 10, 15, and then dash 5, 10, 15 to make it here. So they're still going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's another 12 D4, yeah, as this one tries to run up, but thinks he's brave. My gosh, and nearly falls over dead because of it. Just absolutely bloodied ruins in their feet. Still up, but very, very damaged. Bahn.
Bahn's gonna shout, "Don't disrespect your elders!" And he's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Ooh. 30-foot cube.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's a cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, it's got to be down 1. Right? It's hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
6.
I need to cover exact boxes or I'm going to be lost.
Down. Sorry. Let me resize you. Sorry. Like that.
You can get all but number 4, yeah.
Yep. Wait,
I think
it's not supposed to get Torben.
my roll 20 is lagging.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just gonna redo it. Six, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Hypnotic Pattern for 1, 3, 6, 2, 5, and 7.
Wow. Okay.
Wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
All right. Let's go in order. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. This is wisdom save, DC 16.
Are they immune to charm? I guess that would be the only other thing that would.
I should look that up.
Because if they're immune to charm, it doesn't matter.
You cast that spell, immediately try to distract them with colored lights and dancing things. They just kind of stare at it and cock their heads a few times, and then as one, they all just stare down back at you and continue twitching.
Jared!
They do appear to be immune to the charmed condition.
Okay. Say, Livy. So originally Bahn's intent when they first appeared was he was going to jump on Torben's back and ride Torben across the river.
Does Torben consent to this?
No, it doesn't matter. So, but since Torben charged forward, Bahn's going to back up.
Where do you think the barbarian was going to go?
I don't know. I guess he thought he could ratatouille Torben across, but his initiative was too low. So, so this is what happens. Yeah. I'm gonna give I think I can do it as a bonus action. I will go ahead and give Torben an inspiration. I think I can do it.
So hypnotic pattern didn't work at all. They're immune to it?
Correct. Yeah, they all just you all saw that effect. They appear to be immune to being charmed. They all as one just snapped their heads forward and paid no attention to the effects. I said, no, we will not be controlled or told what to do, ever!
And you're a D8, right?
Yes. Yeah, D8.
Number 7 will also attempt to jump and run out of the spike growth, but still going to take 4d4 worth of damage, I think. 10, 15, 20, 25. Just kind of end up right in a row here. Damage, and they're all just like screaming and just acting like freaking jerk-ass kids. Boy, the last one is actually going to back up because he got no other way. Just tries to look around where there's less spikes and ends up taking 2d4 damage as they try to avoid the area. That was a lot of damage. Add that shit together. That was crazy.
Got your money's worth there.
No joke. My goodness, what a good...
Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, you just need abilities that like shove people back into it. Alright, Lucian. I'm going to try restarting my Roll20 real quick, see if I can fix my issues, but go ahead and take your turn. It's like my whole thing's been lagging. Oh wow, that was quick. Did not fix it
though. Oh boy. This could go bad if they try.
That's what the DM loves to hear.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna cast. I hope they're not immune. Shouldn't be. I'm gonna cast Sickening Radiance.
Whoa.
Sickening Radiance. Dim greenish light spreads within a 30-foot radius sphere, center point you choose in range.
I'm just gonna put it so far that it just catches them.
Bahn
At the bottom of the...
Yeah, somebody draw me 30-foot radius sphere is gigantic.
That's 60 feet across.
Yeah, that is a huge ball of green. I could try to make one.
Where did you need to put it?
Like it's 120 feet, so I mean I can put it so far away that just so the edge of the circle just catches them, leaves Torben out of it, and
how big is that? Does that need to be bigger?
You know, it does say it says it can spread around corners.
So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
That's 45 feet.
45, 50. It's so fucking big.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like this, I think, something like that. It's gigantic.
And you can move that over to get everybody in the corner. Just miss Torben. Yep.
You want to do it like this?
Yeah.
I even made it green for you. Thickening. That's a 4th level spell. Okay. When a creature moves in the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn there, they must make a con save or take 4d10 radiant damage and suffer a level of exhaustion and emit a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius. Light makes it impossible for the creature to benefit from being invisible.
Lucian just made candles.
Wow.
What's that?
It's like half a fairy fire in addition, huh?
It's, yeah, you're giving like radiation sickness.
You just made night lights.
Okay. That is going to be a lot of saves coming up.
So yeah, now I'm gonna move back here.
Although it does say, I think if they make the save, it doesn't say anything bad happens then, right? It's just if they fail.
I think it's a save or suck.
Yeah, while they're in the area. Okay. All right. In addition to spike growth, now a giant green like cloud of radiation, of radioactive light springs up around the area. All right, so we've got one that's going to start its turn in that zone. So they need to make a... I need to reopen the character sheet. In fact, we can actually switch over to them since that's the only creature on the board. All right, a con save is not good. So give me 4d10. Yikes, that's going to be like 20-some damage. Yeah.
23.
23 damage. And a level of exhaustion and starts emitting a green. Yeah, so immediately starts just like coughing up and choking. Like, hurts. Hurts. And I need to see if they have their thing back. This was the one that used it already. They do not. All right, so this one will, let's see, who, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, you know what? They can make a beeline straight to you, Lucian, seeing as you put this cloud over them. 10, this one runs out of the area and glowing now, which is now looks very scary. They're just emitting, I imagine it emits out of their like sockets too, like the mouth, the nose, ears, like the eyes are glowing green. Like just trailing this like weird light. And 15, 20, 25 runs up to you and starts just bashing you with otherworldly strength.
Doesn't
take
it also
anything from
take
the-
damage from spike growth?
Let's see.
Because it was still in it when it moved.
Sure, we can do another 2d4. Finally leaves that cursed area. 2 damage. All right, so
Sorry.
was the least wounded because of the fact that it was at the edge when you cast Spike Growth, but now with the Sickening Radiance, it is quite wounded, but still attempts to smash into Lucian. 18.
I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay, so it starts to smash you over the head with like a little toy train, and your shield comes up and blocks it, and it tries to do the same thing. 23. Does that get through the shield? Smacks you for 7 bludgeoning damage. And more importantly, a con save for concentration. Nice. Ooh, look at that, +8. All right, the Sickening Radiance remains up. Io still concentrating on Spike Growth. I assume that's concentration.
Yes.
So at this point, you notice the ones right in front of Torben are like their legs are a ruin. Like they are just covered in bloody scars, and they appear to be extremely wounded because they did the bulk of the like running straight through the middle of these spikes.
Okay. I am going to
Start the battle music.
let me see if I can do this. Oh, I can. Okay. I'm going to move around to here. And I'm going to cast Thorn Whip on number 7.
Yeah. That does
18?
hit. Yeah.
So it does 8 piercing damage, but it also pulls him 10 feet.
It's a good combo.
And so I want to
Drags
drag
through the
him
spikes.
through the spike growth.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So that would be 4d4,
Yeah.
12.
Jeez.
So 8 damage from the Thorn Whip, and then another 12 damage from the spike growth.
Yeah. Yeah, you whip that around them and just drags along the spikes and cries out in absolute pain and attempts to transmit that pain to you. Give me a wisdom saving throw. All right, you also steal yourself.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Number 2 will stand their ground and just try to attack you, Torben, with some slams.
Do they have to roll for the
Oh, they do have to.
Sickening
Shit. Yes, they do have to roll for the Sickening Radiance. Thank you. What is that? A con? There's a lot of ongoing effects right now. Okay, actually, wards off the Sickening Radiance with a 21. But I don't think a 13 hits Torben.
Does not.
Okay, let's try one more slam attack. 7 is not going to do it, so a little bit messed up there, and they're going to try to at least walk out of the Sickening Radiance. Crawling out on their hands and knees. Alaric.
Looking at these kids going, angry? We can show you angry. Cast Spirit Guardians, and my little purple hussars come out.
Okay.
And
Turn on the spells.
with that, he will walk right up to the edge, right into the middle of them. So that's a 15-foot radius. Yep.
It's a real Venn diagram of AoE abilities going on right now.
And I think that'll do it. Oh, I'll do a Bardic Inspiration for Lucian.
Turn there. All right, so multiple things are going off when it becomes their turn.
I'll do a Bardic Inspiration for Lucian.
All right, and this one does actually have friendly fire protection. You can designate the creatures, I believe. They thought of everything with that spell. Torben. Although you're at the edge of a lot of crazy shit going on right here.
Yeah.
This is a real trust exercise of a battle.
Yeah. But he knows the sword, so he's gonna keep at it with the sword. So we'll go on number 2 here. That one's looking pretty rough, hoping
Yeah.
wear that one down.
21's definitely going to hit. You cleave that sword down and just cut through the shoulder, and they cry out with a terrible shriek, but they are unable to even transmit the pain because they go down in a bloodied heap. And they still appear to be mortal, which is distressing because it's just like you're fighting children, but they're just like you can tell they've been twisted in some way, and they may have been unnaturally strong and clearly almost feral and overly hostile.
Okay. I don't think Torben is like callous, but I think the detachment of them being not bearfolk children is like what, sort of it hasn't quite fully gotten to.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we'll swing on 5.
Although, as Alaric pointed out earlier, it's not the first creepy children you've had to put down. Also,
Yeah.
19 does hit. You turn around and also just slice that one right through the midsection. This one was also extremely wounded and goes down with a whimper.
All right, that should do it for
Terrifying amount of damage.
I think I'm gonna move a little bit. Kind of try to get between Alaric and these other ones. Loop around there, and then I'll call it good for my turn.
All right, so we've got to do Sickening Radiance, which is a con save. Okay, so far we're making saves against Sickening Radiance, and then we have to do against the Spirit Guardians, which is a Wisdom save. Not so good on that one though. So
12 points of radiant.
yeah, I need 3d8 radiant from you.
Yep.
12
12.
damage. Okay. So this one takes 12 damage. You notice that they want to move, but Torben, you're probably the only one that picks up on this. This child creature, even though it just saw you cut down 2 of its friends, allies, comrades, whatever, keeps darting their eyes at the water. And you think they're more afraid of the water than they are of you. To where they don't even want to go, Ginger, you can tell this one could easily reposition themselves to get out of all of these terrible things. Not easy, just disengage and run, but feel like they can't do it from here because you've kind of blocked them in there and there's a spike growth over there. And they're but they're more terrified of even dipping a toe into that water. But not so terrified they won't look at you very angrily and try to incite a rage upon you. By inciting violence, give me a wisdom saving throw. As they just scream, hate, hate, hate. Fuck, even the barbarian. You still take 11 psychic damage, however. And number 1 is going to do the same thing, but this time we'll leave it up to fate on who they're going to target. We'll do Torben again.
Still the Spirit Guardians and Radiant.
You're right. Gosh, I can't believe I already forgot that. All right, con save. That's gonna be a problem. Give me some damage, Lucian. I need multiple pop-up messages.
18.
18. And then a wisdom save.
And a level of exhaustion.
Yeah,
Make
I don't.
that.
If ability checks come up, then I will have to remember that. It doesn't usually come up for the enemy to use ability checks too often in combat. It says perception involved or something. Which is the first level of exhaustion. I think 16 is good enough to ward off the Spirit Guardians, though. Is that a half damage? Or?
They take 6.
Okay.
6 radiant.
Gotcha. 6 radiant damage. Alright, that's not great. So this one, or is this the one that determined Torben? We'll look at Torben and attempt to incite violence upon you. Another wisdom saving throw. Okay, so in this case, you must use your action on your next turn to attack the nearest creature other than the Orphan of the Black.
Okay.
And then they will run backwards. So they'll still
Is it other than that one, or is it other than any of them?
I'm going to say it's other than any of them.
Okay.
Just to try to incite you to attack anybody other than the children.
It's a super rare chance, but can't you use a bardic inspiration for a saving throw?
I can, but
Like you have to roll an 8.
oh,
You have to roll an
okay.
8,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll use it then.
Okay, it was worth a shot.
Yep,
Yeah.
agreed. I just looked at it at first and was like, "Oh, that won't help me." But then, yeah,
There's a chance. There's a chance.
yep.
So this one can't even escape the Sickening Radiance, but it could at least escape the Spirit Guardians. But still not wanting to go near the water. Alright, that one's dead. We go to Bahn.
Bond says, frustrated that his thing didn't work, and he says, "Kids these days, orphans of the black, more like orphans of the back in my day. We know when to speak and not be spoke. Wait, I mean, listen and not. Damn it!" But it's he's going to cast something he's not cast before, which isn't really a casting. It's just him using words of power to disrupt mind influencing effects. So the fact that he screws it up, George W. style, is
Fool me once, shame on.
Yeah,
Shame on you, fool me.
yeah.
You can't be fooled twice.
is what throws everybody off for a second. And so everybody has advantage on saving throws against being charmed. And at the same time as he does it, he's like working on it, and like when he gets flustered, he takes a step back and accidentally steps into the water.
Bless you, Brandon.
What are you doing?
He's distracted. He was frustrated the thing happened. He's doing it. He's still stepping back. He doesn't realize he steps in the water. I want to see what happens.
Sure. I want to see what happens. I'm so curious.
You touch the thing.
There's a little bit of clacks happening.
Yeah, you step into the water and it doesn't even feel like water. It feels like a just like a weird misty feeling, or like a shadowy, like wispy thing, like, you know, walking through like a heavy smoky mist, and it affects your body and your mind at an equal rate. But I am going to ask for a Constitution saving throw.
A 1.
Okay, fun fact. I have created a macro table for you to roll on for the effects that will affect you. It is under the River Lathe.
River.
Yeah. Macro. You gain a level of shadow corruption. Okay, the rest of you see as Vaughn steps into the water, his skin, I guess his scales, like, get duller and dimmer and more shadowy, becoming like deathly pale. And functionally, Vaughn, you now have disadvantage on wisdom and charisma checks made with interacting with any creature not native to the Shadow Realm. Because
Wisdom
you now
and what?
and charisma checks.
Okay. Oh, dang, that sucks.
Because now you appear to be you look like you are basically like from the Shadow Realm now.
Yep. I'll end my turn in the water. I'm probably going to move out of the water next week, but I'm in my turn here.
It's not a great feeling. All right.
The counter charm does apply to everybody. It's 30 feet away from me.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, you're right. I've played with a lot of bards, and we don't see that counter charm come out too often, but this is a pretty good use of it. The con save was for the Sickening Radiance, which was a fail. So I need the damage 4d10, I believe. Have to check in with all the players before I actually get to take the turn.
So is that's Corey's damage, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Lucian, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's the...
Sorry. 15. Jeez, we're
That's
incrementally.
low, yeah.
And that's the damage for spike growth.
Oh my lord. Well, they're not moving yet, right? Because it's only if they move.
Let me double check that.
Yeah. Or is it just if they just start their turn in there? And then this is Spirit Guardians. Does make the save on that one, but it's a half.
5 points.
Okay.
Yeah, only if it moves. So if it's staying there, it doesn't take the damage.
Yeah, at this point they would pretty much be screwed in moving because they would know like their legs are just ripped up to hell and they're like standing on a spot where they know like if it's like being on a trip mine, like I can't move. So instead this one will just, and this one looks like barely alive, like just hanging on, just vomiting up with that light coming out and just practically closing their eyes and just like smashing into. In fact, I'll just let Token Fate decide. Torben getting the first hit. 21. They are certainly pissed off. 8 damage to Torben, or I guess 4 for your rage. And we'll do Token Fate again. Oops. Select it properly. Torben again getting hit, even though I really should be hitting Alaric because he's got the freaking Spirit Guardians. But 12 is not going to do it. Oh boy, one that you've probably lost sight of still has to make the save against Sickening Radiance. That's going to trigger some damage from Lucian. As in the distance, you can sense... you can see them glowing now on the other side of the spike growth.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
28 damage, my goodness. 10, 20, 25, 30. This one is able to get out of there. 15, 20. Kind of, you see them, you lose sight of them, but they run along the road towards the south end around both of the AoE effects. But also, like, you get the feeling they may be ready to just cut and run, like literally just flee because they took so much damage from that. But you can see them glowing over here on the right side. And then Lucian, it is your turn.
I'm going to... I'll mind sliver the guy next to him. Intelligence saving throw, foresight.
Not so smart, these kids today.
Yeah.
Or psychic. However, they will attempt to... Oh, you know what? That was not... I guess it wasn't an attack, was it? It was a saving throw spell. So I guess they can't transmit the pain. Anything else?
I think so. Put me in there. Yeah, I'll go here. I'll use a Misty Step. After there.
That's not the safest place to be.
Oh yeah, 7. Wait, can I go here? Or is that?
Sure.
Is that okay? Yeah.
If you want to risk getting off the road, but like I
yeah.
told I earlier, like it doesn't. You haven't noticed anything like dramatic happening. You just think that's just kind of general advice.
I'll stick in the.
Yeah, I mean, there's creepy children in those woods. Now there's glowing creepy children in the woods.
In the soft light.
It's safe inside the purple cloud. You know?
Yeah, let's bask in your soft purple light. That'll end my.
All right, this one wanted to sink that toy train into you, but instead it will try to smash it into Io. Get a chance to attack everybody. This common encounter is not going to hit anybody. 1. How about a 19?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Impressive. All right, you just block that blow away like a little kid having a tantrum. And they just glare at you angrily. Io.
Okay. I feel like my inner actual teacher is coming out, and I kind of want to just like reach out and put my hand on this child's forehead and just hold them away from me. So I am going
I've got
to
reach.
cast. I'm going to cast Thorn Whip on number 6.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Yes.
So it takes 4 piercing damage.
Just kind of smack it on the wrist or something.
And
yeah, and they're all pretty injured.
okay. I'm going to move, I think, actually in this direction. So my mobile feat allows me to move freely without an attack.
Okay. Get right up to the edge of that inky black river.
Yep. And use a free action to yell at Bahn. Get out of the water you just ate.
Who you note looks distressingly an entirely different color now. Like, literally like gray and pale and shadowy.
And that is the end of my turn.
Alright, Alaric, we're back to you.
And number 7 looks pretty messed up.
Very, very, very messed up. Yep.
Alaric's still kind of upset, though. The whole trying to make people angry thing. It's like, children, you have no idea what you're playing with.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 11 hit.
Does not, actually.
Okay. And try to hit him with a rapier. The pointy end doesn't work. So that's all we
Torben.
got.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
no.
unfortunately, Torben is compelled by this weirdness, and with sorrow in his eyes, his turn to Alaric.
Yeah. Everybody loves Barbarian until it gets mind controlled. Then suddenly it's a big problem. Oh, unless he rolls a 10. Somehow rolls a 2 on the attack.
Yep.
That's...
Swings over Alaric's head and he just kind of looks at him like, what?
But then the backswing comes back.
Yeah.
Well, he made his attack. Does he have to use
Well,
both
not his
attacks?
attack, it's his action. He has to use his action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy, just
Yep,
one
that
hit.
hurt.
Yep. You do get
That
to feel
hurt.
you do get to feel Grimslade's blade after all, Alaric, all these sessions later. I probably never got to hit you with the actual boss who had it originally. Oh man. Justice.
Yeah, that hurt.
I also need a con save for Spirit Guardians.
Oh, great.
So,
Alright, I think that stays
okay,
up.
so, like, I have this, I don't know, how like uncontrolled does that make Torben? Because I have Spirit Shield that I could actually like here. So it's I can actually reduce the damage that someone else takes.
I mean, it doesn't say it controls your reaction, so
Okay.
yeah.
So I want to use that then.
Other creature you can see within 30 feet of you takes damage. Doesn't say that it doesn't have to be damage that you caused. Yeah.
All right.
I'll take 7 points.
Yeah.
So I like that you immediately like your consciousness like comes back and the rage like boils down. You realize that like Alaric is suffering from a wound that you just dealt.
Yeah. Or part of the concept there too is it's like the spirit interfering. So them realizing, that Torben isn't in his right mind and stepping, in the way of that blade.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do too. Torben, I will give you a point of inspiration for attempting to right your wrong, even though you were compelled by an enemy to deal that wrong.
And I have resistance to the necrotic damage, so I'll get another 2 points back on top of that.
There you go.
Well,
you do still have your movement, Torben, in case you wanted to move, but I presume you might not want to in this situation.
No. Yeah, I think I'm okay where I'm at.
All right, it's another round of saves for me. We got con save. I don't like anybody out of concentration. Although weirdly making some serious con saves here for the Sickening Radiance, and then we've got Wisdom for Spirit Guardians. I don't think a 14 is good enough.
Nope, need a 15.
Takes a full 12 damage. Okay. Let's see if they get... I guess they should be trying to get their thing back, but can't get it back. So instead, this one will just try to attack Torben out of sheer rage. But none of those are going to hit. I rolled 2 7s in a row. Looking pretty worried now. In fact, this one will now incur an attack of opportunity. Or no, you spent your reaction healing Alaric. So instead, this one will turn and just run, seeing the opening, and attempt to run away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Get out of the Sickening Radiant. Look like they are ready to GTFO. So this one has to make Sickening Radiance. That's going to be a fail. So Lucian, I need a 40-10 damage. 20. You see this one suddenly vomit up green light and just collapse to the ground from that damage. Bahn.
Looks down at his feet in this inky, shadowy stuff and realizes, I think at some point looking at his hands, he's like, well, I don't feel so good. Something doesn't feel right. Save me.
You did note that when you went in there, it wasn't like you sunk or anything. Like you were able to basically walk, but you stepped down a little bit. But it was, well, for you, it's probably like chest high. But you didn't feel like you had to swim because you did feel like there was still road beneath you at that spot. But you are a shadow person now.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I've been hanging out with Rye, so we're
There
going to
you
be
go.
real cool. Yeah, I mean, I think in this case, just not really knowing what's going on, everybody's still doing stuff, and he'll just essentially, after he like winks one eye and looks up at Io, if like she's actually paying attention to his whining, he'll go ahead and cast Counter Charm again, or not cast it, but use the ability Counter Charm again.
Yeah, advantage against it. Okay. I don't think I've been able to get it off since you did it last time, but
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
That's why I'm re-upping it.
You'll have to remind me of that, yeah, because they will certainly be trying to do that. This one needs to make all kinds of saves. Let's do Sickening Radiance. That's not going to be good. Lucian, give me that Sickening Radiance again.
32.
Holy crap. This one absolutely just explodes. Just light pouring out until it starts making cracks like along the body with the light spilling out and just...
That's another spell you got your money's worth out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these. This one you can still see because it's glowing, but you see it run off into the woods effectively, like just dashing and running away off of the battlefield. So they're still glowing, but they are now running directly away from all of you. Then it is Lucian's turn. So at this point, one of them has run this way. One of them is running this way, and then you've got one down here, number 6. The rest of all
Yeah, I'll go after 6. Yeah. Like, target him. I'm just gonna go after him with a Mind Sliver. For 3 psychic.
Okay. Intelligence is also going to take a full 3 psychic damage. They're just not that smart. They're children. Alright, anything else?
Yeah, I can't really go anywhere. Yeah, I'll just stay where I'm at.
My goodness. Well, we've got our pick of the litter here for foes. And this one's going to... No, I'm not going to have him run up to... That's stupid. It's clearly got the Spirit Guardians here. I don't know why I did that. I completely forgot about the... Yeah, like, they may have a bad
Give me a
intelligence,
hug.
but they can clearly see these fucking hussars, like, circling around. Instead, this one will run... I'll do Token Fate on these two over here, because they're...
I'm one of you.
Amenable targets, yeah. This one doesn't seem to be incensed by that. It says a slam at you, Bahn. Oh, the one crit I get all combat. Naturally, not even that bad. It's 9 damage. Yeah, no, their slam attack is not too bad. Io, you saw this child just come up with that toy train and just smash Bahn's face. No.
I am going
toys
to.
Away.
I'm gonna step. Oh, why not? I'm going here. I know I'm going to get an attack. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep, you can take an attack. Miss.
Miss, yeah.
We'll do a thorn whip. 18.
Yeah, for 10 damage. Jeez.
And let's pull him into the Spirit Guardians.
Nice.
Yeah, this is such a good combo with all these freaking AoEs going on. All right. So it doesn't have, I think, effect until its turn, but yeah, it is currently into the Guardians. And Alaric, it's your go.
Seeing that we have one of the kids attempting to get away, I'm going to
Can't allow
move
that.
over. Nope. You started this fight. I will end it. And a spectral hand will chase after him, and we will do chill touch again, trying to grab him
Okay.
by the collar.
By the ear.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just yank.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
with the crits.
And
Second
it's
time you
48.
crit on chill touch, I believe.
14.
Would you love to know how many hit points that child had?
14 or 13. I'll take it.
Yeah, you try to like grab them, and basically your hand just ends up, kind of taking their head and just doing the like thing, and they just twist around and slam into the ground.
Told you wouldn't. You didn't want us to be angry.
No real moral dilemmas with this party. They've seen some shit. They got no problem taking down the creepy children. Torben.
Does he have to do the I feel bad for hitting a kid?
Not if they die. Then you
Okay.
ironically don't feel bad at all.
Nope.
I'm ruling, it doesn't say that, but I'm ruling that for that effect to go off, they have to actually survive the blow.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. They can't transmit pain if they're dead.
All right, so we just have the one, and that effect only lasted for 1 turn, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. He is really upset about that sword blow on Alaric, so he's going after this last one in sight with all his might.
Yeah, definitely hidden. You very handily cut this one down. Just bring the full blade of the sword down, and they collapse into the ground. You've technically got one up here, but I'll be honest, it looks like it's ready to just flee off into the woods. But I also know their characters don't like having enemies flee.
I mean, I think, yeah, and, you know, seeing them fleeing, he's going to start letting the rage slip away. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, on its turn, it will use its full dash action to escape, running 60 feet from this position. Which I don't know if Alaric might have. I'm trying to think if anybody can catch up to it, or I can.
If I move 30 feet, he's within range. I have 120 foot range.
Okay. So if it moved, let's see, it was here, I think, and it moved 60. So how far are you from there? We can try to calculate it. So you are right now 60 feet, and then it just moved another 60 feet, so it'd be 120 feet without even moving. Do you have to see it though to target
He's glowing, right?
Oh, that's a good question. I wonder if this one is glowing.
He's glowing. He was in Sickening Radiance at one point.
Yeah, well, I think they all were, but I'm not sure which ones saved and which ones didn't, so I honestly don't know if this one's glowing or not. Odds are it probably is, but I have not kept track of if they have that effect ongoing. But yeah, I would probably say this one's probably glowing. Give me a chill touch attack, because I think you're the only one that would be able to catch him. I don't know what the range of like Lucian's cantrips are.
I would say Lucian's got some stuff.
Yeah.
Like 60 feet.
Yeah, 120 is pretty crazy for. I guess Firebolt might have similar.
I would have dropped Spike Growth, by the way.
Before anybody else runs in there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 12 hit.
12 does not
Sickening
hit.
Radiance is over too.
Okay.
Well, no, you got to keep it up so you can still glow.
Oh yeah.
Never mind.
All right. That does not hit. And Alaric, if you wanted to, you could chase off into the woods, but you feel there'd be.
If they're dashing, he's going to get away.
Yeah.
Because I can only move 30 and still do my.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so one of them is going to flee into the woods, but otherwise you are able to take down the rest of them. And the way is clear once again. I think we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will determine how to deal with this shadowy river that is breaking up the road. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. right, we're coming back from our break. That off, and you all have come down from a pretty big fight with a bunch of shadow children who were very mean and nasty. But you all survived, and now stand before a unsettling river of darkness. Which, by the way, if y'all wanted a short rest after that fight, you can as well.
Torben, I do not blame you for that hit, but I'm very frustrated that one of them got away. Very frustrated.
Wait, I have 10 temporary hit points. I'm going to expend those 10 temporary hit points and return my hit points.
Ah, yes.
Oh, good idea.
Technically, those are expended first, but yeah, in case we forgot
Yeah.
from the previous encounter.
Totally forgot that. So that means that hit from Torben actually did very little damage between his healing and the temp hit points. It was just a scratch for Alaric.
Bahn is looking out over the water again, and he's just like, I really think it's just the hangover. I mean, I could walk across it. I think we'll be okay. You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Said I was going to thorn whip you away from the water.
I did get that from the gesticulation. Yeah.
I thought you were fishing.
Sorry, it's the Italian in me. I can't help it. Would I be able to tell? I would most definitely go over and just check on Bahn while everybody was kind of healing up.
You check on him as he steps back into the water.
He's like an addict now. Like, I gotta have it. So you're really stepping into the water, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Sure.
What's the temperature like? Is it cold? Is it hot?
It's
Is it nothing?
it's kind of nothing. I guess maybe a little cold, but it's unsettling to where I'm gonna need another Constitution save from you.
Oh, damn. Okay. I was hoping that wouldn't go quite that way. Constitution saving throw. Hold on. Cancel. Disadvantage on ability checks, not saving throws. Okay. 13.
Okay, go ahead and roll on that table again for me.
Damn. Okay.
As you step into the waters. Really? This is getting interesting.
You're gonna become translucent here in a minute. Keep going.
Yeah, you definitely become even more and more Shadow Fae-like. Your eyes become fully black as your pupils enlarge.
Awesome.
You gain dark vision out to 60 feet or increase to any existing dark vision by 60 feet, but you gain the dazzled condition as long as you remain in any area of bright light. I don't know what dazzled, is that something from Kobold Press
It's
specifically?
got to be a Kobold Press thing.
Yeah, I might have to overrule as just like sunlight sensitivity, which I think you already have sunlight sensitivity as a fucking kobold anyway.
Yeah, this is great. I love it.
Enhance.
He really is addicted to it now. Like, he starts drinking the water. Like, this is great. I'm unlocking a whole new skill tree on my character. Just give me those shadow powers.
Bahn's actually getting darker than Alaric now.
Yeah, the rest of you see a physical transformation undergoing Bahn, though.
He like steps out, right? As you get closer to try to look at him, and he steps into the water, and I think he'll take another step to see if it gets any deeper, right? Because you had mentioned that it was like probably shoulder level for him.
For you, yeah. It seems like if you because you can see
where the road's supposed to go.
And you can even see across the other, which it is to scale, the length of this river area. You can see where the road is on the other side, and you can presume like it, you can draw a straight line between those 2 points. So if you start following that, then it seems to maintain that same level. Also, when you walk further in, how do I explain this narratively? You believe you could move as far as you could normally move in combat before you would have to incur any other effects or have the river affect you further.
Okay. I think he's. This is stupid. I shouldn't do this.
In for a penny, in for a pound. No.
Yeah, this is the PC realizing, or the player realizing what's going. I think he's going to go ahead and go in like further, right? Like he's going to kind of just keep going until he's checking to see if it dips to the point where his chin's going to touch or something.
What are the rest of you doing while he just starts walking like a very
terrain?
It is difficult terrain. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Even though it seems misty, you feel it very sluggishly affecting. Basically, like water, right? Like if you're moving through water, you can feel water resistance. It's odd because it doesn't feel like water, but it's still having that effect on your body.
So he gets about to this,
but
point,
you're not swimming. You're walking.
As he's getting to that point, and then he turns around, and that's when everybody sees just these jet black eyes.
Like, guys, it's fine. It's like deathly
jet
pale.
Black eyes as he turns over his shoulder.
Alaric takes out his bass flute and starts playing one of the
Dirges,
Krakovar funeral tunes, one of the few songs he knows, and just starts playing that.
It's Bahn walking into the sea like to end himself.
Yep. There's nothing we can do.
Funeral oration.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is it.
Is that the way we have
to
to
give you a bardic inspiration for it, but it's kind of like, I'm sorry. There's nothing we can do here.
This is the direction we have to take, right? The way he's walking across this wide expanse.
That is what you see, yeah. And you see that the other end of the road is literally there at the other across this length of river.
Where's your merchant ship, huh?
In Ultramos.
Can we summon that?
Yeah.
Can I just throw like a ray of frost at just to see what it does? Like,
Ice bridge.
Right here at the shoreline.
I attack the river. Is that what's happening here?
Just out of curiosity. I mean, what's it do? Yeah.
Freeze it.
I just wanted
Does
you
it
to
freeze
say
it? Is
that.
it like a mist? Is it just like part the mist? Or
You fire off a ray of frost at the river, and it kind of separates for a brief moment, like completely. But then what you see is like the river, you see like almost forms into a bunch of terrifying humanoid faces that like growl and snarl at you as they themselves like reform the river.
Do we all see that?
Sure, yeah, assuming you're paying attention to what he's doing.
I'm not staring at Bahn's black eyes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell at Bahn. This is for your own good, and I'm thorn whipping him out of there.
I wish there was something I could use to like increase my AC. Can I use his bardic inspiration to counter? It doesn't work that way, does it?
Only if you're certain kinds of. It depends on what kind of bard you are. I think that. But I'm going to ask an attack roll because he is not willing. Io.
What are you doing? I'm literally
now
yelling
we're fishing.
at
Now
you.
we're fishing. Yeah.
19 does hit.
19 is going to whip your ass. Yeah. For 10 piercing damage. Enjoy that too. Cannot de-thorn the whip. Pulls his
Maybe
ass out of there.
it's gonna knock some sense into you, but I want him out of the water. When I saw those faces, I did not like that, and I don't want him in there.
Yeah.
How wide's this river?
It is to scale. You can literally. What are we at? 75 feet.
Hey, Torben, can you yeet Bahn all the way across? Give him a rope and yeet him, and we'll use him as a grappling hook.
Well, I mean, it looks like there's some trees over there. Does anybody have an actual grappling hook?
We have a Bahn hook; it could work.
Will polymorph? Can you polymorph someone into a flying creature?
Should be able to, I think.
You've been sitting on polymorph this whole time?
Level 8, I believe.
Yeah, because it's usually just the CR rating.
I think as long as it's a beast, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Don't give on too much time.
As soon as somebody turns his back, he starts walking.
No way, buddy.
You gotta just keep
are
the thorn whip
wrapped in my thorn whip.
You gotta have like the toddler, like little freaking rope around him now. Can't wander off.
Okay.
That
So-
shadowy goodness.
I can see so far.
I have 2 questions. Do I get the sense now that I'm super up close and personal with Bahn and my thorn whip? Do I get the sense that lesser restoration would do anything for him? It's
Lesser restoration? I don't think so, because lesser restoration is just a
Okay.
couple of different conditions, right? It's like,
Yeah.
blinded, deaf, and paralyzed. But yeah, you said something is much more at work here. If you would like to give me a history or maybe Arcana check. Meanwhile, Bahn, I will give you a point of inspiration for the Shadow River addiction. You're trying your best.
Meanwhile, looking at Lucian and Torben, we do have another way of getting a rope across this river. And he looks at the corpses of the kids, that the ones that haven't been cut in half by Torben, and looking, it's like, I can raise one of these and we can give them a rope and send them across. They might not be harmed. Undead might not be harmed by the river.
We are going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, I decided not to say what I was going to suggest, which was have them together and make a raft out of this.
I was picturing pulling out their intestines and using that as a rope, but I'm glad we're all thinking macabre thoughts. Yeah, a raft of their bodies.
Going back for the
DM,
first
I don't-
episode, Eric, this is the horror
Oh,
campaign that you've always wanted.
That's right.
I don't know what check you asked me to make because I was.
Arcana or
something, I'm sorry.
Arcana or history.
Oh Lord. Okay.
But I forget what we were even asking about.
I don't even know.
All right, good, because 3's not going to get you anything.
Narratively, it helps us.
Narratively, we're all confused.
So theoretically, Torben is the largest and heaviest of us. Yes.
I don't know how much a gearforged would weigh, but that's probably a good guess. Yeah.
So if I I will say to the group, Torben, if you're willing, I could turn you into a giant owl and you could carry us across.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm going to pass that up.
Right. You can do that?
Any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's or the target's level if it doesn't have a challenge rating.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're like super, yeah. Okay.
Eighth
So
level, yeah. So
That pretty much gives you, like, I think just about all beasts.
yeah, everything that's not
Yeah.
like King Kong or something.
turn you into a rock, and then you just wreak havoc around this place. But
Polymore's pretty nasty.
so, yeah. So I'm gonna look at everyone and say, get ready. And Bahn, this means no more water for you. Hope that's okay. And I'm going to go over, and before I cast Polymorph, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Bahn to heal him for the damage that I did to him.
And some. That was a
And
good
then
Cure
some.
Wounds. This
So,
session has
I'm
had a
gonna-
lot of PvP. I know what it is.
There's been some pent up rage with
Yeah.
Bahn, so it's
So I will cast Polymorph on Torben, and he will become a giant owl.
Wow. As for duration until target has 0 hit points or dies, new form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal to or less than the target's. Which I'm pretty sure a giant owl is less than.
That's what I'm checking. A giant owl is
It's a 1/4.
1/4.
Oh wow. Actually, a giant owl isn't even. I guess it's large. Okay.
I mean, I can cast something bigger that flies if I need to.
That's a good question. Here's a trivia. What is the biggest creature that can still fly that's a beast?
a giant eagle is
Quetzal-
Yeah, so I feel like a
Alaric.
giant eagle is slightly better because it's got a little more strength.
Quetzalcoatlus or whatever.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Although the giant eagles, so the Quetzalcoatlus, yeah, that one,
Yeah,
Quetzalcoatlus,
exactly.
is a huge.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Is it like a pterodactyl thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
had rules
I'll
once
use
upon a
that.
time about having you learn beast shapes. So I would allow you to do the eagle or owl just because I'm sure we've seen something like that, but I would probably ixnay anything that was too exotic, just based on the fact that we have rules where you learn your beast shapes as we go along.
It's like a pterodactyl. They consider that a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Quetzalcoatlus.
So yeah, so polymorph is obviously not a B shape.
Oh,
but-
you're right. You're right. This is not a B
That's
shape. You're
huge.
right. I'm thinking of the wrong rules. Yep. Sorry.
So I mean, but if a giant owl will suffice, because I can't even find what that other animal is that you're talking about.
The giant
It's a
eagle
dinosaur.
is stronger, like what he was saying though. It's a CR1.
Okay.
It has a fly of 80 feet versus 60 and has multi-attack. And is also a large
Yeah, let's
beast.
go with that.
The main thing I looked at on that is the giant eagle had the highest strength. It's got a +3.
Okay.
True, because you know that.
It depends on what kind of check you're going to have a student.
Yeah. Eagle, and you get to feel like fucking Lord of the Rings style, the giant eagle.
Yeah.
All right, so Torben gets to be trained. What is this? What is this for? Like for you, Torben, to suddenly turn into a giant eagle?
Yeah, I feel like this has got to be really a trip because, a
Waiting
big
with fur for
feathers.
feathers.
Bear,
Mhm.
and now like this giant eagle with like grace and power. I don't know, the flight has got to be just, even the concept of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure like a quick little test flight and the reality of being in the shadow realm and looking around from a little bit of elevation, like sort of puts that in check and shocks him back into, okay, we've got to get through, get across this water and get through this.
Yeah, you might have a brief feeling of like, oh, I want to go soar and fly around and test this out. But as soon as you like exit the tree line and start going up, you see like just danger all around this area, like really terrifying, like shadowy creatures flying through the air, like in various distances, and you immediately start hovering back down. This is still the Shadow Realm, still a pretty dangerous area. Now with your literal bird's eye view, you might get a sense of why it's good to stick to the road in general, because you do see that the road areas are more clear. Now you are large. You have a fly speed of 80 feet, meaning you can clear this entire area within a single turn without even dashing. And as a large creature, I would think you could carry a creature one size smaller without really any problem. So, depending on how you guys want to do this, in other words, if you want to take trips, I don't even think I would require a check, to be honest, if you carried one person at a time. If you try to do more people, then I think that would require a strength check. But if you just try to carry one person at a time, I think you could do that honestly without a check.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the way to go then. Do trips. And I don't know, I feel like as far as setting someone down over there first, I feel like I'd pick you, Alaric, to kind of be first, because I feel like you could, there's something scary over there. You can hold your own for.
I can just growl back at it. It's fine. No, but when you say you can only take one, Alaric takes the kid that he was about to turn into a ghoul and goes, I guess I can't put this in my carry-on, and has to set him down. And
look around to where to store it on the eagle. Yeah.
Yep.
You got it this big, man. They have a whole
wing.
Yeah.
So, yep, I will go first. Not a problem.
And I'm not sure how graceful Torben Eagle would be. You barely know how to fly versus knowing how to pick people up, but
now,
they're usually.
Didn't Torben fly? Didn't Lucian have Torben fly before? I thought there was a time that
ran out of
Torben
reach,
was
and I had Io.
It was me.
Oh, okay, we had changed.
Bear flying cavalry. Yeah.
It does sound familiar. We had something like that, but yeah, I think he was charging forward, and then we had the flying bear go. Yeah, with that IO.
Yeah.
Certainly not an eagle, though. We've not seen polymorph before, so that's pretty cool.
No.
All
that
right.
is definitely something like, I don't know, not to tangent things, but like thinking about polymorphing someone into flying creature. How much innate knowledge do they just get from that?
Right. Yeah, because now you have wings instead of limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of I was big into those Animorph books as a kid, and that was a big factor in those books is when they transformed into the animals. It was actually like a danger where if you were too long in the form, you would like lose yourself to the animal. And there was one particular, not to go on too much of a tangent, there was one where they had to turn into ants, and it like really fucked with their brains and the writer did such a good job of like, oh shit, like my entire brain works differently now, like everything for the queen, and I'm only part of a hive, and I'm like, this community, it's like doesn't go with my human brain very well at all. And it was almost like a horror like story based on how they like almost lost themselves to being part of this hive mind.
Huh.
But yeah, that's anytime somebody polymorphs and does the animal shit, it's like, it's Animorphs crap. I love it. So yeah, we can montage a pretty cool solution to this, which is the giant eagle picking people up. How, though, do you deal with Bahn, who seems to want to go back into the shadowy river?
Well, so, I mean, I feel, obviously, I can't communicate well in this form, but like I kind of feel like in eagle form, I can sort of kind of pick, and everybody else takes the hint. But thinking if we get Alaric over there, I sort of got Bahn wrangled, and then I can take Bahn next. And Alaric can keep a hold of him.
Just puts a firm hand on his shoulder or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she's kind of holding him down. Now, I think there is a little bit of urge of him going, and that's what I was gonna say, was that if he doesn't go early, he's going to like kind of keep pushing for it. But I think once he crosses the river and they're like,
would you try and struggle while being in flight?
Okay. I'm just gonna roll d20 and 10 or below.
Let the dice decide.
Yeah, 10 or below.
Are you addicted to it? Is that what?
So
I mean, he's kind of getting powers out of it.
That's what I've been running with. Yeah, he goes in the water, and at first he's like,
I don't finally find myself.
I don't feel normal, but like I'm okay, right? I'm going to keep crossing, and then you yanked back, or maybe it was the next turn. So then he goes and checks again, and now he can see further into the shadow areas than he had been able to see before. So to him, there's no negative effects yet.
It's all good stuff.
Until somebody says, "Hold your hand up. Can you still see me through
Doesn't
your
understand.
hand?"
Well, he's not a shadow. He's just paler and
I can stop anytime.
yeah. Anytime. Yeah. So with a 19, maybe he even tries to, but Torben is able to like dive the way that he starts to lean.
You like feel him,
correct him.
yeah. You
Yeah.
course correct for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thankfully Bahn is not exactly strong enough to rest from your grip unless he was really into wanting to get out. So you're able to just kind of clench a little bit stronger and drop him off near Alaric, while Alaric can put a very firm hand on his shoulder. And
really
then
not that bad. I don't understand what everyone's acting up for.
And yeah, Torben, you can continue ferrying everybody over until you are all on the other side of the river and make it to the grassland area. Then it only lasts for an hour, and you guys continue for actually, how long is it? Let's see.
You can just keep leapfrogging us.
Polymorph lasts for 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah. I'm trying to see what the next. So you all, you know what? It's for funsies. We're gonna let you. You're still an eagle. You're still an eagle. You've now been traveling for many days in the Shadow Road. You've made it across this river to the grassland, and then finally, the road leads you to a destination. Ahead of you, defying the laws of nature, are 7 massive, roughly hewn, tapered columns of rock standing upon their narrowest end in a rough circle. Inside the circle of stones sits an even larger menhir covered with arcane sigils. The air about the circle of stones vibrates with magical potential. A group of several humanoids stand alertly among the stones, including 2 armored Darakul. A shadowy raven flutters to a gentle landing on a shadow elf's shoulders, and you recognize the same enchantress who had questioned you all many days ago during your very first day in the Shadow Realm. And Malia calls out from the distance, "I'm afraid your journey through our lands ends here. Purely business, you understand. The Moonlit King holds an alliance with the Ghul Imperium, and you have been labeled enemies of the Imperium. So you can die here or run back and jump into the river. It makes no difference to me, but you will never make it through this gate." And I will have you all roll for initiative, although I will need to update the fact that Torben is now an eagle. So I was not fully prepared for that.
Okay, so technically I'm still concentrating on polymorph then.
Correct. I mean, unless you wanted to drop it at some point, but...
So I just had one thought. In polymorph, do I still have the mental link to communicate?
I think so. We allow Io to communicate while she's shifted in beast form, so I imagine polymorph would work similarly. But I'll allow it because I think it's just better.
Okay. So then I'll just kind of like say, hold it for just a round or 2. Let me dive bomb.
He wants to use his full eagleness. All right, so I'm going to share with you the giant eagle sheet, which should be appearing at the top of the journal. And then I think you should now have control of this token.
Okay.
What I don't have is it set up where I can quickly shift you back and forth because I just wasn't prepared to.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can wing it.
Ha ha!
Ooh,
Thank you.
Nice.
Let's switch you to this one. The danger is if you roll initiative with the eagle token. Well, I guess as long as I keep it on the board, it will maintain. I guess I don't know which one you should roll initiative with. Technically, I think you use the eagle's dexterity.
Yeah, because it's going to be its dex.
Yeah.
So let me roll with Torben, so you've got me, and then I'll just.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be and then we can override it if we need to.
Yeah.
I've spent a bunch of time looking for the dazzled condition, and the only thing I can find is a 3.5 rule that says.
Yeah, I did too. I found a bunch of. Yeah, I found references to Kobold Press for it, but none of them actually led to.
None of them actually say what dazzle is.
Yep. So the 3.5 rule says that a dazzled creature takes a -1 penalty on attack rolls and sight-based perception checks.
That's only in the sun.
But only if you're in sun. Yeah. I mean, I think we should just use sunlight sensitivity, which you already, I think, suffer from anyway, which is disadvantage if you're in sunlight. So that's,
Okay.
It's perfectly fine with me. I guess I could move here. So your token is on the, I don't know where you want to put it. I'll stick it at the bottom, but you are currently still an eagle. But yeah, you all recognize the Enchantress whom you spoke to originally. You see the Raven. Clearly the road has now ended at this location, so this appears to be your destination. You weren't necessarily sure what you're looking for, some kind of gateway, and you're not sure. Every gateway is different, but you've got some forces here. Oh, and you recognize next to her that big hulking giant version of a shadow elf guy who's like half shadowy standing next to her. Foreshadowing from before. Or post-shadowing now, I guess. Okay. We've got everybody in.
Yeah.
Not yet. Sorry.
So the eagle roll was a 21.
Okay. Do you want me to change it, or can you change it?
Oh, it will let me. Okay.
$13.18, Eric, for disadvantage still.
Okay. Looks like it updated. We're on descending. All right, so no surprise here. Everybody's kind of aware, and I got my little villain speech off, and we are going to actually start with the shadowy Bahn going first.
He'll walk forward, and he's going to... Is the big guy wearing armor?
Is the big guy wearing armor? Yes, he is. He's got a chain shirt.
Great. He says something witty about heat, and he's casting heat metal. Yeah, I don't have it. It's getting
Insert
late, sorry.
something witty.
Yeah, use your imagination.
I'll add it in post.
And it's heat metal. He needs to make a Constitution save, which is probably bad for that guy, but
most creatures I find have good cons, unfortunately for the players. Okay, con save for the big guy is, he shows off his Constitution for sure.
Okay.
Just glares at you.
And I don't think inspiration can be used to make him reroll, right?
I'm actually reading the description here. It doesn't... Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell. Until the spell ends, you cast a bonus action to cause the damage again. If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage from it, the creature must then succeed on a con save or drop the object if it can. So I don't even think he rolls
a cast anyway.
Well, I don't think he even rolls he only rolls the save if after he takes the damage, if he has to drop the object. But if it's armor, he can't drop his armor.
He's got to doff it.
Well, doffing takes time.
That's the argument, I guess. Well, however you want to rule it.
Well, so I don't think he rolls a con save right now. I think it just literally works because you don't. It's a funny like legalese spell. You're not casting it on the creature. You're casting it on the object, which happens to be worn by a creature, and heats up his armor essentially.
Yeah, so
now the difference,
okay.
yeah, the main thing is you do have to use a bonus action to actually deal the damage each time.
Proc it again. Yeah, no, which is fine.
But I will mark him
so
that he is.
That is
suffering
my
from heat metal.
action, and then I'll.
Way to make me waste my fucking nat 20 though. Son of a gun.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll I'll slap the eagle on the butt and say, "Go get him, tiger." Bardic inspiration.
Eagles have butts? somewhere back there you slapping.
Tiger.
All right. Torbeagle.
I guess does it take the 2d8 now?
When does it take it? Any creature in physical object takes 2d8. When you cast a spell, it does. Yeah, so give me 2d8.
Great, awesome. Two
damage, just a little bit of a smoky wisp.
I'm going to refresh my roll 20.
Those dice are not good enough. Throw those out. Doesn't even register.
Those are some Alaric numbers. Those are some serious Alaric numbers.
All right, now my turn's over. Sorry.
All right, Torbeagle.
So how much, if I wanted to like go up really high and then just straight like dive bomb, like take it like falling damage, how much Pythagorean's theorem do I need to like
Oh my goodness.
calculate here?
So you're trying to actually grab somebody and fly them up, or are we trying to?
No.
Are we trying to go down?
Oh,
and
that's
attack?
interesting.
I
I was
didn't mean to say
thinking
that.
more of like getting above them and just like doing a wing fold and just spearing straight down into them.
I
So
mean-
that then like you falling on another creature.
Yeah, bludgeoning damage.
I like it. Yeah, using your full body. I mean, you've got 80 feet of fly speed. Like, I think that gives you pretty good leeway to get around. They are pretty
Okay.
far from you.
Yeah.
You can fall for free.
Yes, that's actually a good point. If you can I not just literally free fall down? Yeah.
Well, or even like I'm thinking like
if you literally don't mind crashing into them, which we can come up with fun rules for that, then yeah, you could literally free fall once you fly up.
yeah, that's my thought. Like Torben knows just enough about polymorph. Know once he runs out of once that form dies, he's back to normal. So yeah, I think that's what I'd like to try. Is like, can I just like basically want to use like the dash action to get as high as I can over the big guy and then just straight down on him. So, because then fall damage
160.
is, yeah.
Is that 16d6? If
Yep.
you're able to do the
It's
math,
16d6.
Like if you can do the trajectory of your dash and then
Yeah.
your fall.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be careful because
And-
you do take extra damage into your other form, right? As polymorph.
Yep. So, but like, yeah. So it's
Creature falls in the space of a second creature, and neither of them. Where did you get this rule, by the way? Is this from?
that's
The base
from is it from Dungeon Master's Guide?
Oh, I didn't know there was a rule.
I
I've
didn't
always
either.
just made characters
it's from
like divide
Tasha's
the damage.
Cauldron.
It's from what?
It's from Tasha's.
Tasha's. Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm so glad there's a rule for this. The second creature must succeed a DC 15 dex save or be impacted by the falling creature, and any damage resulting from the fall is divided evenly between them. The impacted creature is also knocked prone unless it is 2 or more sizes larger than the falling creature. Okay, literally using your body as a weapon.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I think with your okay, so we're trying to calculate the amount of falling damage that you're gonna take. Then I see.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. How high? I guess I could.
Well, it depends on which creature you're going for, I guess. So if you want to go for,
I'm gonna go for the boss.
go for the big guy. Okay.
Yeah.
So it would take you 60 feet just to get to him. So if you've got, if you're dashing, that means you've got 100 and, what was your speed? 100, it was 60. So you've got 100, or no, you have 80. You got 160 feet.
Yeah.
So you could go 100 feet in the air, which is fucking terrifying. To just fly up 100 feet in the air and just fucking fall and hurtle yourself.
Higher than that with what if like actual Pythagorean theorem
Probably, but I'm gonna take it as simple as I can. So that's
okay.
I don't want to try to break my brain on.
It's like 105. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll say you can get 100 feet in the while still, and I'm giving you a lot of leeway of being able to do a somewhat controlled dive so you land. Now he's big, so that does help you as well. In terms of you're free falling, but you're still trying to like land, generally in a specific spot. But because he's very large, I mean mechanically large, whatever, but he's much bigger than a normal person-sized. I'm gonna say that you can get 100 feet up and just free fall and crash into this dude.
Sweet.
Which is fucking cool.
Okay.
So what is that? 10 d6? Are we looking at?
Yeah, I think so.
Now I do get to make a save. It looks like a dex save.
Yep. Yeah.
The second creature must get a DC 15 dex save or be impacted. And if I make the save, then he's not impacted at all, and only you crash into the ground. So he like dodges out of the way. Is that how I'm reading?
Yeah. So that would be the unfortunate way this could turn, but
yeah,
I feel like this feels like a fun thematic thing to try.
It's very cool. I'm rooting for you, but it's gonna be up to the dice, I think. All right, so dex save for the biggin. Oh man, that is fucking close. This is when you need one of those like abilities, like reactions that people can do where they can minus.
Yeah, reverse inspiration.
Yeah, or something.
Silvery barbs.
You mean like Lucian's adjusting
I think
rolls?
Lucian specifically negates or yeah, maybe it's something different. I know his negates advantage.
Disadvantage.
Or disadvantage.
Or advantage.
Okay.
I can
But you
can make it a normal roll if it's
okay, but you can't just necessarily give somebody a disadvantage.
That's the only thing, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it's very, very close. At the last second, he basically sidesteps using his kind of misty movement.
Okay.
That's so funny.
And it's going to look so cool. And then he just sidesteps slightly, and Torben's eagle just smashes into the ground. Just
that is so good.
Claws out and everything.
All right.
Oh.
So
It's like a lawn dart.
use of the eagle, but that was fun.
Well, it did get you. It did get you right into the middle of the action. I will say that, for better or for worse. So the eagle absorbs what 26 of that.
Yeah.
And then you take the rest.
So
The eagle has landed.
The eagle has violently crashed to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so cool.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it looks like it's tied to the eagle and not to you, though. I wanted it to be the opposite.
Oh.
Because if I delete this token, so we'll have you roll initiative, and we'll just replace yours with a 21. I think it'll be the easiest way to do it, since we want to get rid of the eagle token. And you did dash as your action, but you still have. Well, you don't have any movement. I guess you would have a bonus if you wanted to do anything.
Yeah.
So funny.
All right, so that deletes.
Oh, well, I rolled a 21 anyway.
I guess you rolled the same thing.
Oh, weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
Eagle. That was a very cool move. I'll give it to you. Did I already give you inspiration?
He's gonna like basically land and be angry that didn't work, and so go into a raid.
Yeah.
Going into rage actually gives me a little more movement speed, so then I'll at least stand up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was one of the one of the new abilities there.
It's so angry that you smash into the ground. Yeah.
Okay.
It's still a very like cool comic book.
Enough time. That was fun. Thanks,
No, it was still a very cool comic book moment. Like you could definitely flavor like you smash into the ground and the dude like sidesteps barely like this, and then you like rise up as your bear form, like ready with the sword.
Out of an eagle-shaped hole.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's not a bloody mess because it was just a spell, so it just kind of dissipates.
Yeah.
But yeah, and immediately she starts freaking out and obviously pointing at you. Torben says, get rid of him. This is not as this one before. And this Darakul Torben will turn and looks like a ghoul, except much more intelligent and wearing full armor. And basically had a crossbow out and actually like puts the crossbow away and doesn't get out a weapon, but just basically gets his long claws out, which Alaric's a big fan of. And will lope over to you and attempt to swipe at you with those sweet, delicious claws. No! I rolled a 4. That's not going to hit. Then tries to lean in for a lovely bite. Even more effectively. Still a little upset that there's a bear guy right here. Io practically lost sight of the eagle as it took off. But you assume he's up there somewhere.
Let's see. Distance. This one here is the one in charge, right?
The one who has been speaking to you is the woman who's dressed in a lot of like finery, like noble robes and jewelry and things.
And when we encountered her the first time, did we notice any weapons on her, or was it more of a situation where her mouth was her weapon in terms of like her speaking and things?
She does have a pretty wicked rapier at her side. But otherwise, she has just been speaking to you. But I will say she is not unarmed.
Okay. I'm going to... Okay, what is my movement? My movement is 40 now. I can't get to her. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna cast Call Lightning. Wait. 120 feet. Okay. I'm gonna cast Call Lightning, I think. The first time I cast it, let me just double check. If I cast it the first time, I can cast it on her and therefore it would target her. Correct?
Casted it.
I believe.
Put it in the window and we can look at it.
Choose a
When you
point you
cast
can
the spell.
see. Each creature within 5 feet must make a dex saving throw. A creature takes 3d10 lightning damage on a failed save. Okay. So... Okay.
60 foot radius is not even worth drawing a circle. That is...
Yeah.
Literally the
Yeah,
length of
I'm
the
gonna
battlefield. Yep. Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna cast it so as to not hit Torben, because it is within 5 feet. I'm going to cast it here.
In terms
So
of where the
that,
bolt is striking.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cast it here so that it hits her and the big guy.
Okay.
And so let me actually officially cast it so it uses my spell slot. So they have to make a DC 16 Dex save.
Saves. Okay. The Enchantress does make the save, but the Guardian does not. So that is
Okay.
half damage, I assume.
Half
Save.
damage for her and full damage for him. 17. Old.
Giant lightning strikes the battlefield, lights everything up briefly.
And,
Yeah, yeah. The light. The Shadow Fae are also not a fan of that.
and that's gonna be. I'm gonna actually back up the train. I'm backing up. Out of range.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right. She calls out for people to start targeting the spellcasters, and she knows you all by like name and like what you can do and all these like tactics things because of all the information and intel that she's learned. It's like, don't be distracted by the bear Holtz can take it down. It's a backline. 15, 20, 25, 30. What kind of range are we looking at, though, is the question. You actually did run away pretty well. We will have this one shoot a bow. This is just one of her minion shadow phase at Bahn.
Does it have line of sight? It's a pillar.
Yeah, I'll scoot it over here, I think.
I was gonna say I couldn't even see that thing.
Yeah, I think I moved it too far. There we go. Okay. From here, kind of peeking around one of these stones and shooting you with an attack of 15 for a short bow.
Sorry, I'm not looking at the right stuff. I have a 16.
All right, that arrow goes sailing past, but very, very close. Alaric. I rolled so terrible on initiative. Look at this. Most of my shit is the very end. My goodness.
Gonna move up.
Alaric, when you get to right here, you suddenly hear a snap as you look down and see the floor has been covered in this regular mist, which has been throughout the entire Shadow Realm. But then it reveals a large bear trap that attempts to try to strike you. I need a dexterity saving throw. Try and dance out of the way.
Okay.
You take 8 piercing damage as that trap clamps over your leg and you become restrained by it.
Okay. That's fun. That changes a lot of things for me.
Yeah, so while you're restrained, you or another creature has to use an action to make a strength check to free you.
Okay.
Or
That changes the attack option I had right there.
Mm-hmm.
Since big guy is big and that dark hole is right diagonally to him, they're next to each other. So I'm going to do Reaper again. and hit them both with Chill Touch.
Okay.
And D&D math. 15 on big guy.
That it does hit the big guy.
Okay. And dark miss on the dark hole.
Yeah.
So 10 points on big guy.
Yeah.
So spectral hand goes out and grabs him in the shoulder.
He kind of just shrugs it off and still looks menacingly at Torben and appears to be in full on guard mode. He's
Yelling out, watch out for bear traps.
Yeah, yeah. First person gets to discover them. Lucian.
All right, I'm going to.
It's a fine storm cloud down there.
Shoot. That was 120. I'm going to step up 15 feet. I'm going to mind sliver the.
Lucian, I also need a dex save from you as you step onto a. You look down and hear a clicking sound.
Oh.
With a 12, you also feel the trigger of the bear trap clamp around your leg, taking 7 piercing damage and becoming restrained.
Bahn looks down right next to you.
Yeah. Sweating bullets all of a sudden.
Undeterred, I'm going to.
Just looks down like
continue. I'm gonna mind sliver the big guy. Whoops, that's wrong.
Intelligence.
Ignore that ray of frost.
My intelligence saves have not been great tonight.
All right, so he is mind slivered, and I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points and cast slow on all of them.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
And he gets a minus D4 off his save.
Is this a quicken or what's the sorcery?
Yes, I'm going to quicken it.
Okay, okay.
Which is I can cast as a bonus action.
Gotcha. And does Mind Sliver give him the it does. Oh, I see what you're doing, you clever girl. Okay. Subtract D4 from the next saving throw. Alright. Okay, now this one you do have to aim, or no, you get to choose, don't you?
Yeah. Yep. No friendly fire.
Yeah, fuck these. Damn. That's like already a good spell, and they're like, oh, and by the way, it's never gonna hit your friends either. And like, oh, okay. 40-foot cube, up to 6 creatures. What is a 40-foot cube? Does that get everybody?
Good. I don't even think you need to even see
10,
them.
15,
You
20,
can just
25,
make this.
30,
You can just
35, 40.
cast it. And hits an area.
Yeah, as long as you can see the.
I mean, if you're reading it, it doesn't really the way it reads.
You just see like any part of the cube you want to cast, and you don't even know like.
Yeah.
Everybody but Torben, slow.
It's not a radius though. It is yeah, you're right. So it'd be a 20-foot radius. So yeah, everybody but the elf on the right, I guess. Looks like could be affected, I think.
40
5,
foot
10,
across.
15, 20, 25,
40-foot
30,
cube,
35,
so
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, I think it's everybody except number 3 on the right side. Or you could do it on this side and leave out number.
Yeah, no, I want to keep it to the right. I'll get number 3.
Okay, so just leave out number 1 over here then.
So yeah, so
10, 15.
2 through yep.
Okay.
I'll do it that way.
All right. This is a wisdom save. of time. All right, let's do number 3. Makes it. Number 2, Shadow Fae.
Oh, come
Makes
on.
it. I shouldn't have wasted on the little guys. We'll do the Dark Cool next. Number 1. He's gonna get slowed. Number 2 is gonna make the saves. Let's mark this slow. The Enchantress.
Minus
Damn
1d4.
it.
Minus 1d4.
Not to her.
Not
the
to her.
big
It's
guy.
the big guy.
Oh,
Big
yeah,
guy's
the
got
Enchantress.
it.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Guardian is.
I was thinking.
Didn't need it. He failed the worst of all.
Oh, well.
But the big guy is slowed. So I actually ended up rolling really well on those saves. That's a high DC too. But you slowed one of the Dark Cool and the big guy, neither of which have acted yet, so that's even better. They both become slow.
All right.
Yeah, and she yells like, I told you to target spells. All right, so slowed. What does that do? I can either use action or bonus action, not both. Speed is halved, and a -2 to AC and Dex saving throws. Okay. Well, let's see. Where are you? You're restrained, so that's good news. So we can go 5, 10, shoulder the crossbow, and because you're restrained, attack rolls against you have advantage.
Oh. I'll undo that.
Okay. Twist your Clockwork Fate. Attempts to shoot you with the bow without advantage is a nat 1. So
Nice.
Crossbow practically jams. All right, the only one that isn't slowed, let's see, has direct line of sight with Alaric. And will shoot with advantage because you are restrained as well.
I'll undo that.
Does that require a reaction to do that?
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Disregard.
Oh, and that is a nat. So I didn't roll with advantage, and that was a nat 20.
Oof.
No, it's not.
Oh, you're using a reaction.
It's a regular hit now.
It is. Well, I had advantage.
It's
Let me try
my
one more
own.
hit. All right, so still regular hit. Interesting. It requires
So the
concentration,
shadow
but it's
hand-
instant.
Yeah, Shadow Hand just comes up and slows the bolt down.
Okay. Well, I can click this one. It'll be easier then. For 8 piercing damage, where you avoid the worst of it, but still take an arrow. I've got everybody. All right, the Enchantress. Where's everybody at here? Radius. Is how big? How do you do that thing where you draw? That's the measuring tool.
Which one?
Is that in the new AI or UI? I mean,
There we go.
You can, yeah,
This
you
one.
can measure with.
Yeah,
it.
it's in the new
It's
version.
the measuring tool. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll make sure this is in range though.
Fireball.
No, she's not. It's not quite the fireballing type. But beautiful. Okay. She, as Io determined, definitely prefers to use her mouth to do the action, and she will begin twirling her fingers and muttering to herself, and she will cast the Confusion spell. I think I can do it right. Oops, that's the wrong thing. I drew a circle. It's a 90-foot range. Let's go to circle, and I can grab. See, it's a 10-foot radius sphere. I can grab Lucian, Bahn, and Alaric with a Wisdom saving throw, or suffer from confusion.
My Shadow Corruption gives me disadvantage to Wisdom checks. This is a
save.
check.
Nope, it's a save.
So it doesn't apply. Okay.
Correct.
I'll burn my inspiration.
Okay.
Yep.
Same.
Okay.
Turned a 2 to a 13. Not much better.
Better, unfortunately not good enough. Lucian does make the save. Alaric makes the save. Bahn, you become confused with the confusion spell, which is basically when you start your turn, you have to roll a d10 to determine what happens, and at the end of your turn, you can repeat the wisdom save.
Okay.
Go with the sleepy face. She is annoyed, however, about the fact that she only got you. And she will kind of duck a little bit out of the way and avoid trying to look up at the sky at the lightning bolt, trying to figure out like where it's going to come next. She'll back up a little bit. The big guy is sadly slowed. So that's going to slow him down, but he will slowly attack Torben with his pike. Oh, man, a 14. Yeah, he swings this massive spear, like dripping in the shadow energy, but you are able to deflect it. And this one will get out his bow and just try to shoot at you, Torben. 13, also not effective, just dodge tanking everything. Alright, Bahn, we're going to start with you. Confusion, so you rolled an 8. Which means the creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach.
Wow.
You've got a restrained Lucian within your reach, which means you have advantage on the attack as well. More PvP, let's do it.
You know what?
21 to hit.
Holy.
For only 5. I rolled a 1.
Only 5 damage. Somehow you still pulled back your attack.
What?
Can I still use my bonus action while I'm confused? I couldn't find.
I will allow it. It only says action, so I'll say that you have a moment of clarity.
What's the 14?
I think he just had advantage, so
advantage.
Yeah, he's just rolling twice.
Oh.
So 5 damage, and Lucian, you need to make
No.
a concentration save.
Ugh.
All right, you hold on to it barely, but it's on there.
If I've got a bonus action, I'm going to proc heat metal.
Give him a little psychic blades.
No. Do I just?
Gonna do heat metal again on big guy.
Ah.
So it'll be 11 damage to him.
All right, moment of clarity, you fry him. That's more painful. He just grunts. Now he's looking pretty wounded.
I don't know if Bahn's gonna move. sorry, Lucian. But
there's bear traps everywhere.
Yeah, he stabs you, and it looks back down, and looks back up, and he's like, ah.
Now you're not technically snapped out of it until you make another wisdom save. Because she's still concentrating on this ability, so you...
End of my turn.
Yeah, you gotta make another wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Oh, great. It's a 2 again.
Still confused. So you have a moment of clarity where you manage to heat the big guy up, but then you go right back into the confused state. Torben. Having a completely different battle.
Yeah. I've been wanting to use this, and I feel like this is
It's a time to use
going
the things.
to finally use the blade. So should be, I don't know, because she's around the corner. Is she outside of that?
You'll have to do what. Post what you're trying to do. I guess we'll.
Oh, are you doing the show thing? Do you not see the circle that
I did see the circle. Yeah. What's the ability though? I guess is the.
Oh, so it's
what I'm asking.
well, it's the Grim's blade.
Each creature of your choice within 30 feet must make a DC Wisdom saving throw. Become frightened of you for 1 minute.
So the shadow. I can't see how far it went.
Yeah. Your choice within 30 feet. I would say that you can target her. Mechanically, it'd be like you're trying to target her. You're not sure if it's going to work or not.
Okay.
But you wouldn't know that she's in the zone. In other words, so you would just try to target her in general. But she is in the zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not she can be
Okay.
frightened, that's another question.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess there's that. So, but that's what I want to go ahead and try. That's what Torben's been off practicing, is like testing this, how to use this. So.
Okay. Each creature of your choice within 30 feet must make a DC Wisdom 13 Wisdom saving throw. Become frightened of you for 1 minute, which is a lot of people. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's start with her, and I was bluffing. She can be frightened. None of those work. Yep. All right. So this is a Wisdom save. Ooh, she's pretty good at Wisdom though. But still barely stands her ground. We'll do the big guy. The Wisdom save. Wow. Okay. These guys were battle hardened and trained. We'll do Shadow Fae number 2. Jesus. All right, now I just feel kind of bad. Shadow Fae number 3. All right, that one is getting frightened.
Got one at least.
Yeah. Come frightened of you for 1 minute. All right, so I'll mark a little frightened symbol. Weirdly good on the saves in general. That's a good. I guess that. And then we've got the Darkhool. Both of them, I guess. We'll do the closer one to you. Wisdom. Can these guys be frightened? Yes. Makes the sense. Jeez. And then slow guy down there. That one is frightened as well. Slowed and frightened. Boy, another round where actually, despite... Well, I guess that wasn't that high of a DC, but I just rolled pretty well.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, 2 of them do become frightened of you, which just means they have the frightened condition.
Yeah. All right, and I think that does it for me.
They also can't move closer to you, though. All right, the ghoul will still, the one not frightened and right next to you, will attempt to rip into you, rip and tear. First with claws, and then with bite. Golly. All my good rolls are coming from my saves, and not the attacks, though. Becoming a defensive battle. Hi-oh.
Okay, so I can't see her, and I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to move
Where are you gonna move
laterally. I'm gonna move laterally this way.
to? Okay.
Okay. So I am going to hit. I think I'm gonna just double check. Call lightning has to be within 5 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna hit here, so that it strikes her.
Okay.
So she's got to make, yeah, She's got to make a DC. I'm just gonna click it again and then fix my.
Is it Dex save?
It's a DC 16 Dex save. Yeah.
This has been an evening for saves for me. That's a fail, so she takes a full 13 lightning damage.
13. Yep. My spell slot back.
Yeah, and she is crying out for somebody to take care of the weather witch down there.
Now be nice.
So she needs to make a concentration save, right? On the
confusion. That is correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Con save. She does maintain concentration. Yeah, it's 10 or half the damage.
And I'm gonna put myself back in a position where she can't see me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna use the rest of my movement to move back.
Yeah, and you don't. I am
weird.
paying attention to everybody's perception things, and you do not detect any of these traps back where you guys are here. But you would have to get closer to detect any further out.
Yep.
Or step on one, which
my
is
turn.
probably the best way to find them, in my opinion. All right. Still trying to target. Let's see who's got. Lucian and Io both have ongoing abilities here, and you. Io is still making herself a very difficult target. So, 5, 10, 15. We'll have this one shoot at Lucian. Advantage because of your restrained. With the.
Do I have one left?
Short bow. I don't remember if it's been your
I
turn
don't.
yet.
I don't even.
Oh, you don't have it yet? Okay. Well, that's going to miss terribly anyway. I rolled a
Oh no, I do have one. Yeah.
1 and a 4. So with advantage, I rolled a 4. That's not great. Once again, attack rolls, not as good as my saves. Alaric, you are still restrained in a bear trap.
Yep. So I'm going to call in some friends.
Ironically, I could not trap the bear.
Grave demands justice. I need 2 scarab swarms, please.
Let's see
My
those.
carrion beetles are going to come out.
What was that?
It's a swarm of beetles.
Yeah, okay, there they are. Took me a...
Gonna drop them here.
Next to this guy?
I wanted to Yep, I wanted both of them right there to devour him.
Alright.
Yep.
Do you have that character sheet, or do you need me to share it, or... It looks like you still have access to it under the monsters area tab. Folder, whatever you want to call it.
Swarm of beetles, yep. Got it. So they need 2 initiatives, or you want me to roll them together?
Oh, make one initiative. It says make one initiative roll for both swarms. Sorry. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll initiative for him.
So just roll a dex check then.
Yeah, you can.
Yep, they're at the bottom of the order.
All right, that's easy.
Yep. To the end.
I don't actually see them in the thing. Huh.
It's like
Oh, I see, because I rolled I see, you have to actually roll the... Alright, I'll do it.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
There.
We'll use it. We'll use the 2, though. That could be fine.
Yep.
Alright, so 2 puts them up right there. Okay, so they get summoned, but they will have to wait their turn.
Yep.
Okay, Lucian, also restrained.
Remind me, what is it to get out of the trap? Is it
It is
just an action?
It is an action and a strength check.
And a strength check. You get a 0.
You all have pretty much figured
Just to
out that these
check.
folks were definitely waiting for you and had set up some traps for you.
Yeah. I'll try it. I'll do it straight check.
Okay. Mr. Misty Step is going to prove his strength.
There we go. Oh. 17.
Nice.
17.
Wow.
Yeah, you were able to just grab the jaws of the trap and pry them apart where you can pull your leg free.
See, I told you.
I loosened it for you. When I stabbed you. the blood from the wound helped lubricate.
I think you're confusing me for Torben. And I will. You know what? I'm going to cast mirror image on myself.
So that was your action to free yourself from.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
Shoot.
but if you have you still have a bonus action.
Yeah,
you still have
you're right,
movement.
you're right.
Yeah. Or I guess you could quicken whatever other things.
Yeah, I'll quicken it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go down here. Hi.
Oh, hi.
I'll put that trap on the token layer for you.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. So you do have mirror image up?
And I have mirror image up. Yep.
Okay. Mark that on your token somewhere, so I remember. We've got, let's see, this guy is slowed and frightened and now has scarabs in front of him. He is not having a good time. What is frightened? Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is within sight and can't willingly move closer. And only has one attack. Well, balls. He will be forced to attack these swarms with disadvantage. One swarm with a claw swipe. Okay, that's a good disadvantage roll. So 19 against a swarm for 16 slashing damage.
Which is cut in half with his 8.
Yeah, it's a stupid swarm. And I think the swarms are immune to paralyze. I think they're immune to all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Okay. Because even if he thematically paralyzes a couple, but there's a swarm. All right, and because he now remind me, slowed. Do they get a chance to repeat the save or no? I think it's just purely they do get a chance.
Yep.
I think I would know that with the amount of times that Chris slowed my fucking guys last time.
I think it's gotta be.
Wisdom save at the end of each turn. Nope, still slowed.
Ooh, sweet.
Yeah, he's super debuffed.
Awesome.
Well, we will still have this one back here shoot at Alaric, who is restrained, so he's finding that a pretty good target. Advantage short bow, but he can't roll worth shit. Rolled a 3 and a 4 with advantage. Fine job, everyone. Didn't bring their A team, unfortunately. Enchantress is still concentrating on Confusion. Yeah. So she will instead utter a special command to her bodyguard. And basically give him the bless spell. For 1 minute, the creature adds a d4 to attack rolls and saving throws. It's like, you must protect me, Guardian. Must defeat them for the Moonlit King. So now this dude has a third effect on him, I guess. He is... I forgot what... he's got heat metal, he's slowed, and now he's got the leadership ability. And now with that, he will attack Torben. And he gets to add a d4 to this attack.
It's a disadvantage because of the heat metal.
And disadvantage.
Oh, heat metal is disadvantage? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
So is he still afraid as well?
He has not been frightened. Only the elf up here and the dark Ghul down here.
Okay.
Been frightened. All right.
Too many conditions.
I know. There's a lot going on. I feel like we're playing like a much higher level play, but you guys are still only mid level. He gets to add a d4 with the leadership, so it's an 18 against Torben.
That will hit. Yep.
He deals 18 piercing damage with that massive pike.
Are you raging?
Yeah, so it gets half that, huh? Thank you.
Then he will try and shake off the effects of... is it disadvantage just on attack rolls for the heat metal?
Saving throws.
Saving throws? Okay, so that does affect his trying to shake off the slow, which he does not. Alright, frightened guy is still trying to shoot at...
Wait,
Nope.
It's ability checks. Sorry,
Oh, well,
not saving throws.
I don't think 14 was high enough anyway. This guy has disadvantage, tries to shoot at Torben. Wow, 17.
Oh,
Does that hit?
yes.
5 piercing damage. This one sinks an arrow in and then kind of starts moving. You notice they are definitely not charging out of this area either. They also don't want to be going near that stuff. Slightly repositioning. All right, Alaric, you've got the beetles.
Okay. And they're both going to swarm all over that Darakul. So they're going to take fill his space.
Oh shit!
Wow.
For a crit.
That sucks.
Oh wow, nice.
For a shit ton, yeah. 16.
Yep. And the other one gets in as well for 14.
Oh, weird. Almost as good as the crit.
So 30 points of he's
That's
being eaten alive damage.
that's terrifying. They're just like crawling all over. He just starts hissing and growling and trying to like slash them off as he is
Does that
taking.
make her roll or that person roll a con save? Are they the one doing confusion?
No, this is just one of the dark Ghul.
No,
Okay.
it's one of the dark holes down here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the scarabs are on the space. They are on him.
Yeah,
He's
I gotcha.
covered in. Yep.
Can even if we hold down the Alt key, we can move them a little closer if we want.
Yep.
All right, Bahn, you are still under the confusion spell, so I need a D10. I will post it again so we can see it.
I think I get my normal actions.
You do. You rolled a 9. The creature can act and move normally, so you get an even further moment of clarity.
As my action, I'd like to use my circlet of blasting and cast Scorching Ray. I'll do all 3 at this target.
Okay. Dude, covered in scarabs. Which
No.
he's slowed, so his AC is actually worse. Wow, although 19 is
Nice.
certainly gonna do it.
Wow.
Right, so AC is -2, is that right, with it slowed?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
third one's not gonna hit, but the other 2 will hit.
Ignore the. Well, I'll use the heat metal for the heat metal, but let me turn it back off because that's my bonus action. So he
Oh.
gets 6, and then 9 to the first one, and then the big guy gets the 13 heat metal.
Okay, so 15 to the Dark Ghul and 13 to that guy. Alright, it's throwing around the damage. Fiery damage. Bri would be proud.
And he's going to stay there still.
Okay, I'm not moving. Roll the wisdom save again to see if you can actually get rid of the effects. Oh boy.
Moving up with the 4.
Yep. Alright, still locked down with confusion. Although you basically just negated her whole concentration because you were the only one confused and you were able to go normally. Torben.
All right. Yeah. Had fun. Time to start swinging the blade.
Yeah, and you notice as you've been attacking this guy, his armor glows and like sizzles his skin, and he's just kind of grunting through the pain, but you definitely start smelling like charred flesh.
All right, so yeah, going on the big guy.
Uh, 18 will hit, yeah. 15 damage. Oof. Slice a big cut into him and he grunts and nearly falls onto one knee, but still glares at you, still not saying a word.
All right, and another one.
19 does hit.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
6, 7, 8, 19 damage?
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker, he had 19
20,
hit points.
20.
Exactly.
Oh, no, yeah.
All right, what does Torben's killing blow look like on the big guy?
I feel like it's like you thrust the blade like up underneath the armor kind of thing.
Yeah, you find like a little gap in there and just shoop, and then like as he's sagging, he just kind of like sags like further into the blade and just grunts at you with those big like just black pool of eyes, and then finally just kind of like slumps over. And it takes like, you probably have to like put your foot up to like pull the blade back out. The entire body. Big guy goes down, and you see her like cry out, like, slow! Oh, it's slow! Damn it! We did not get intel on the bear.
And that should do it for me.
Just write down like, transforms into eagle. Dive bombs in. Traps useless. This Derakul is undeterred, however. Still wants to sink his claws into your bear flesh. Despite missing 3 times in a row, I'm sure we can do it. Ooh, 18.
There you did it.
I did do it. Oh boy, yeah, this guy is pissed. 19 slashing damage, and I need a con save to avoid the good old Ghoul paralyzation claws. Oh, okay.
Wow.
You are not having any of that, although the damage was definitely nasty. But it will lean over for a nice bite attack. Boy, now this guy is ripping and tearing. Yeah, so now I have 8 piercing damage, and I need another con save to avoid contracting Derakul fever, which some of you have experienced.
We know nothing about.
You know nothing about. Okay, Torben's showing off the con saves, though. Definitely starting to take some damage up there, though, Barbarian. Io.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll move 15 feet over and go ahead and make a DC 16 dex save.
For the Enchantress, I assume?
Yes.
Oh boy. Nat
Nice.
20 on the save.
Well, she still takes half damage. though.
Okay, that was a really good
Just
damage
take
roll, too.
She takes 11 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, jeez. And that's going to trigger another concentration save. Which
Dang it.
she does make. Yeah, the saves have been pretty damn good. She's not a fan of getting struck by lightning, though. She thinks she was pretty high and tight, and she's now further worried that her big guy fell, who was keeping Torben busy. But yeah, she's still screaming about you fucking firing her from the air. It's a lightning creature. It's an IOs or the. I said robot. It's a geared one. So this one will attempt to do that, stepping out here. Let's see, I don't. How far are you? I'm trying to run off my map. Whoops, wrong thing. Line. Okay, from here, this one will attempt to shoot at you, Io. Let's just regular roll. But it's a 19.
Miss.
But it's... Fuck. I gotta be happy about my 19. It really is deflating to get a 19 miss.
I'm sorry.
Alaric. The back line should not be tanky, damn it. Still restrained.
Still restrained. I'm okay with that for now. I will reach out and try to give this guy a little pat on the head.
Yeah, your character is quite flexible. You just turn into like battlefield commander mode. This is still the Darkwool targeting?
No, the guy tried to touch Io.
Okay.
That's not permitted.
This one, yeah.
Does 13 hit him?
Does not. These guys do have some chain sharp
Dex.
armor.
Yep. So.
Yeah, defensively they brought their game, but weaponry-wise, I think I only started hitting in the last round. Lucian. Enjoy the extreme ranged battle we're having, though, with like 75% of the party, and then Torben's the only one in the middle of things. Having the time of his life.
Hey, Alaric's glad he doesn't have to tank this fight.
True.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15,
Do it, whatever it is.
25. Any
Okay.
bear traps on the way there?
No. You're okay.
I believe that's close enough. Yeah. I'm going to more sorcery points. I'm going to distance cast. I'm going to drop slow and then cast haste. Oh wait. Can I stack 2 sorcery points or 2 different meta magics? Some of them you can, some you can't.
Some of them you can.
I want to distance it and twin it
Oh boy.
if I can.
We are pulling all the knobs. Cast this targets only one creature in the range of self. You can spend over sorcery points equal to the spell's level. Target a second creature in range of the same spell. When you cast a spell that has a range of 5 feet or greater, you can spend 1 sorcery point to double the range of the spell. Yeah,
I think the ones you can't stack actually say you can't stack.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know, but
I mean, it doesn't say you. Yeah, neither of these say you can't stack it. So I would say as long as you have the
I
sorcery
think only the
points
ones
to
you
spend-
can't stack it actually reads that way.
Okay.
So, so yeah, so 2 sorcery points. I'm gonna cast double haste on one on Torben, one on Alaric.
I'm gonna order 1 double haste, please. Wow, that's how much
Have it
sorcery
your
points
way.
does that cost you to do that?
Just 2. 1 each.
Oh, okay.
Or wait a minute.
Well,
Is
I
it
think
twin?
this
No, twin is
twin is equal to the spell
or-
level, right?
Yeah. So 4.
4.
Total.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said initially. Yeah, 4.
Yep.
Okay, so we're hasting. So we're dropping
And then-
slow because it's a concentration.
Correct. And now I'm concentrating on
Just
haste.
okay. Okay, so we haste Torben.
And-
Fuck, that is scary.
5 more.
The bear just got the juice.
Need a moment.
And he just hasted Alaric.
I did.
Never felt such power.
Yeah. You have 1 action if you want to free yourself too.
Mm-hmm. Notice. Thank you.
All right. So this guy's happy he's no longer slow, but he's still covered in fucking scarabs. So that's keeping him busy, and unfortunately, he's still frightened of. Well, I think he's still. Sorry. Does the frightened effect? Do they get to repeat that save? I think it's only if they actually get out of line of sight of you, though. Torben, can you put the sword thing back in the chat so I don't have to scroll up? Thank you. For 1 minute, and if it moves more than 30 feet away from you, it may attempt another wisdom saving throw. Okay. So it's actually distance related. Well, it is not far enough away, and unfortunately it's covered in a swarm, so I don't think it can really move. So it's still going to have disadvantage. It tries to claw and bite at these stupid scarabs.
So I just noticed that says constructs and undead are to it.
Hey, I just noticed that too. Good. Thank you for that.
Bummer, but
yeah.
okay. Because I think, that guy's undead.
He is definitely undead. Yeah, he is a Darkwool. Okay, so a bank error in your favor. The Shadowfey back there is still frightened, though. He's still not undead. Yeah, so anyway, 16 will hit the swarm for 19 slashing, although they've got the resistance thing.
So which one's he hitting, top or bottom?
Whichever one he's been hitting, I guess, that he'll keep focusing on.
Okay.
The swarms. And then now he's no longer slowed, so he also has a bite attack. For 15, he attempts to bite at the swarms. For 14, they believe that's 7 damage.
That'll destroy the top one.
Okay, so finally gets eats the last couple maggots and spits them out.
Yep.
All right. We will still have this guy has been enjoying shooting at Alaric from a distance with advantage, so we'll keep that going. Oh my gosh, but that's not gonna hit. 14. Amalia is still technically concentrating. Oh, Big guy went down though. She will use her action to start whispering at Torben. I need a charisma save from you as she starts trying to weaken your resolve. But you just mentally bat that away. You are hasted and you are not going to be listening to any of that crap. And you see her very pale face suddenly gets paler as she sees you somehow fight that off. And then she starts basically pulls out her rapier finally and starts backing away more and looking around. The guy is Dunzo. This guy is still frightened. I guess I should have been moving away from you, knowing now that that's how the ability works. We'll try to shoot a disadvantage arrow at Torben. 17.
Will hit.
For 5 damage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So he will move out of range.
You get a +2 to your AC. Haste.
Oh, yeah, you're hasted.
Oh. Yeah, haste adds 2.
2, I believe.
Yes.
Then that would meet still.
Okay. He is still frightened though. Swarm.
Whoops, I hit slow.
Oh, you've got a swarm still up.
Missed.
Yeah. Those ones are just biting at armor. Bahn, you've still got confusion on you. She's still concentrating on it.
I do nothing, I think.
Yeah, do I need to most that? Do that again? Let's see.
I'm trying to scroll up.
Yeah, I'll just do it again.
The creature, no, 2 to 6. The creature
Doesn't move or take actions. Yeah, you're just kind of stupefied by, and you basically hear her voice in your head, kind of like a song or something. As you drift off and listen to it.
That's the end of my turn.
Torben. Hasted Torben.
All right. Can't quite see her, but
yeah, there's a giant rock here. You saw her basically go around this thing, and then you haven't seen her since. But
yeah,
you can tell there's shit going on over there.
Yeah. I'm feeling like he's gonna be worried. Torben's gonna go. So I'll take the attack of opportunity and head this way and try and chase her.
Okay, that's a miss from the Dark Ghoul. Imperial Ghoul. And you do see her as you round the corner with your hasted speed. Her eyes go wide.
40.
Shit!
I didn't even have to. That was my regular speed. I didn't even use the haste.
Yeah.
All right. So, inadvertently, hopefully, we're going to make con saves here to try and get Bahn.
Yeah.
But mainly just trying to take her down. So,
how many attacks can you do? Can you do 3 attacks, I
three
think?
swings here.
23 is gonna hit. This is gonna fucking hurt like a bitch right here. Oh boy.
18.
16.
18.
18.
Oh,
18.
yeah,
is the
18.
rage, yeah.
Yep, okay. She grunts, has to roll con. Okay, she holds on to the spell. She starts pulling her sword out.
Okay.
13 does not hit.
Okay.
She's actually got a bit of armor on as well.
Actually, you know what? Oh well. Either one. I want to use my inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be painful right there. That was a big deal fucking roll right there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
28 points. 28 points.
28 with a huge mega swing. And go ahead and roll on that. We've forgotten this all night, but critical hits trigger massive damage table. So please find the massive damage table in the macro. See what else you can befall her as I roll a con save.
Why is it? Oops.
It's all about making those con saves, though. Okay, she is frightened of you. Very appropriate.
And oh yeah, still made the con save. I was gonna say that one would have been a hard save.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, that was good. That was a good bit.
Yeah, she looks very fucked up after that. She's been taking some damage from the lightning strikes. She's gotten some charred skin around, but that like really tore her up, and she is now just like wide-eyed and start looking around for exit strategy.
That should do it for me.
Yeah. So, geez, you just ran out of there too. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one will try to run after you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and follow. And try to attack with claws and bite. Is the bite, or with the haste you've got better AC, right? What's the AC?
Yeah, so 17 meets.
Okay. So 6 piercing damage, and I need a con save. Okay, you're alright. Well, damage still hurt, but at least you didn't get the disease. Io. Poor Bahn is still stupefied despite all the damage that the Enchantress has taken.
I can see both of these targets, so let's drop the call lightning here, and they can both make dex saves.
Okay. All about the
DC 16.
Yeah. All about these saves. Of course, that one still does half damage.
Yep.
Alright. Enchantress makes it, so she takes half.
Yep, so she takes 6 and the other one takes 13.
Okay. Damn it, I keep grouping my people up. Oh, but the con save is a fail, so that officially drops the confusion from Bahn.
Yeah.
Snaps back out of
Wake up,
it.
Bahn. We have work to do.
We have work to do.
Isn't that what he usually says to us when he gives us bardic inspiration?
Yeah. At this point, she's yelling at everybody to start targeting Torben and pulling back. So that's what. Let's see, 5, 10, 50. She's like, protect me, you fools! So they will start showering with a critical short bow hit on Torben for 14 damage, taking a pretty nasty arrow. You guys have probably barely even see what he's doing back there. He's having his own fight. Alaric, you are restrained but now hasted.
Yep. Okay. So would this be a dexterity or a strength check to get out?
It is a strength check to rip it out.
It is a strength check to get it out. So in that case,
And an action.
An action. I'll do one of those to see if I can get out. So rolling at disadvantage because at a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Does a 12 get me out?
12 does not get you out. You think you're close. You like just feel it, but you can't quite. And in fact, you don't make it out. You take another 2 piercing damage. It clamps
nice.
in there.
Going to hit our enchantress friend for with the chill touch.
Okay. Sixteen
hit?
Does hit, yeah.
She gets a spectral hand on her shoulder. It kind of digs its claws in.
Yeah, and you can see she's definitely sagging now. She's got numerous wounds all over. Lucian.
You're on mute. There you
Yo, there's bear traps ahead. Sorry. I'm just gonna play it safe. You know what? I'm just gonna back up and stay concentrating. I don't even want to risk a bear trap.
Fair enough.
I'll let the melees do their job.
Do you want to shoot a cantrip or something? There is an enemy
I
right here.
don't have the distance. I would have had to step up.
Oh, okay, I see.
But I'm saying I only had 60 feet, so I don't even want to risk it.
Oh, what about this one? You couldn't reach this one?
Yeah, I was thinking there's a guy right here. He's covered in
yeah,
scarabs.
I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a ray of frost before I move.
Okay. There you go. 19 will hit. Yeah.
Or 14
Nice.
cold.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy's looking really messed up. And he's been kept busy by the scarabs. Which he is, I guess, no longer frightened, right? Because we determined he's undead. He'll do 15 slashing damage to the, or I guess 7 slashing damage. God, all my good attack rolls against the scarabs. And 6, so 13 total damage to the scarabs. He's still trying to get rid of them. All these dudes are just converging on Torben now. This one will just grab a short sword and try to stab at you ineffectually as she is just screaming. So she is frightened of you, which is very much what's happening. In an act of somewhat desperation, although now she's no longer concentrating, and she was not able to get off the beguiling whispers before, but she will target you and now just lock eyes with you and attempt to wrest control of your mind. And I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, man.
But you make the save! The barbarian suddenly coming through with the saves. Clutch ones. When that happens, she yelps and she begins backing up, which could trigger an attack of opportunity from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ouch. 18 will hit.
Holy cow.
18 damage. Okay. When you do that, she falls backwards, and her hand, and she quickly like snaps it up, like looking back, and you realize that there's a trap right near her. And she calls up and she says, "Mercy, I surrender. I surrender. Mercy. No more. I do not wish to die." But Torben, you're the only one in range able to give that, to be able to speak with her about this.
Yeah, I mean, like he's rage, so I feel like that's gonna be. But
yeah, she says, I will tell you how to open the gate to get out of here and get to your destinations. You must just let me live.
I mean, he's Torben's gonna yell, "Bahn, Alaric."
Killer!
Bahn is not happy.
Oh, it's the voice of reason.
He still gets battle enough though that I feel like he's not going to be able to negotiate so much as like tell them to lay down their their weapons, kind of thing. Of
Do you think
he gets the battle aspect?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd knock her out?
Maybe.
I was going to say, if you want Alaric to make this decision,
Kill everyone.
Doesn't know you're stuck in a trap.
On your turn, you can always, whenever you do a melee attack, you can always choose to do non-lethal strikes.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, yes. I mean, I felt like you were giving us conversation for a moment.
Yeah, for sure. We're still in conversation. Yeah. Are you like telling her to basically tell everybody to lay down their arms?
Yeah.
She does. She barks at everybody and says, "Go on, enough of this. Stop. Put it away. We're done. Nothing we can escape from the Moonlit King's wrath. Or if we live." And you see all the Shadow Fae do reluctantly, obey immediately and put down their weapons, but the Darakul seem to just glare at her, and they kind of bark out and say, "He must die here." So you kind of discover that even though they're on the same team, maybe they might not all be on the same page when it comes to this. So she appears to be surrendering, and all of the Shadow Fae appear to be surrendering, but the Darakul apparently aren't quite convinced of this, basically. The one down there hasn't really said anything. He's still busy just like dealing with all these fucking scarabs, and he's like really heavily wounded. Mainly it's just the one by Torben who still looks like he wants to fight.
All right.
So that was her turn, and then this one. So essentially, the Shadow Fae now are no longer, assuming they're not being attacked, they are going to be skipping their turns.
Okay.
So I'll kind of actually put X's on them. But Alaric, you've still got beetles attacking a Darakul. They still feel like they, at the moment, are still in the fight.
Yep. Still biting and scratching, but not getting through.
Yeah. Bahn. You've heard some screeches.
At the Darakul.
Okay.
Which is a bonus action. It's got to make a charisma saving throw.
It fails.
That's a bummer. I have rolled so many ones tonight. 2 psychic damage And I'm also going to cast Vicious Mockery and say, yeah, know your place. For 3 whole psychic damage.
Okay. You can definitely see blood spilling out of its ear, and it appears to be sagging under the weight of all these scarabs that are still alive. And it appears to not be able to functionally surrender, but like not long for this world either.
Really hoping those are going to be higher.
A lot of ones.
All right, Torben's gonna sort of kind of keep a, but lay into that.
Yeah. 22 will hit. This one is undead, so does not take the necrotic damage, but will take a full 16. My goodness, haste is scary. 13 does not hit.
Okay.
Okay,
yes.
another crit from Torben with the haste.
Sweet.
My goodness.
21.
Unfortunately, the necrotic does not hit
Hey, can you share some of those?
for the undead. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
For 19, 20, 21 damage and frightened. Ouch.
Oh, and I get some temporary hit points, huh?
Nice. So now the Daracool appear to be a little bit of a different mind, but they still not able to surrender, but disadvantage with the frighten. Neither of those hits are going to hit, and it will actually attempt to lope away, but incur attack of opportunity as it attempts to reposition away from you. Oh my gosh. For another 18 damage. Yeah, you nearly cut him down. God, he was like full health too. As he just like slowly limps away, kind of half-heartedly trying to escape now, but still not wanting to surrender. Io.
So, would we have heard her surrender?
So I would say, as he's running, Torben like is in your mind, like,
Yeah,
cut that one down.
yeah. I think Torben,
Okay.
has been trying to communicate this to the best, even though he is like pretty far deep into the battlefield. But you've probably visually seen from afar at least some of the Shadow Fae like dramatically like either holster or probably just lay down their weapons
Okay.
and just like
So then he ran here. Is that where I just saw him
Yeah.
run? Okay, then I'll drop my call lightning there as long as I don't hit Torben.
yeah.
Yeah, you got plenty of room.
Okay, so then, yep, let me drop it right there. So that'll be a DC 16 dex.
Uh, 18. He had disadvantage.
Okay, so he'll take half that. 9. He'll take 9 points of damage.
Okay. The lightning.
Does he have disadvantage on that though?
I think frightened is just attack rolls.
I think it might be both.
Ability checks and attack rolls, but I guess not saves
Oh.
specifically. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
But when he was moving away, he got damaged by you, so I'm thinking that lightning blast, even though he was able to technically dodge it, he gets like slammed against the rock and he is knocked out.
Okay.
Which leaves you with the one covered in scarabs, Alaric, who looks like he is almost dead.
Gonna try chill touch.
I respect that you've been in the bear trap this entire fucking fight, also. And still pretty damn effective, frankly.
Nope, missed with that.
Yeah, natty 1. Still got the haste, though.
And still got the haste. Will attempt with disadvantage to get out.
Disadvantage?
Yeah,
Exhaustion.
I have a level of exhaustion.
Yeah,
So I take another 2 hit points of damage from the trap.
it's a d4, actually. I'll let you roll if you want to roll it.
Okay.
D4 of damage. You can do everything except get out of this bear trap.
Oh, 4 points.
Wow.
Never mind.
Lucian.
Don't you get a third? Don't you get a third? You get a second attack if you want.
Well, Chill Touch is not
Well,
it's
you
a
use a
spell,
spell.
technically, yeah.
It's a spell.
Oh,
It's an
you can't
action
cast
spell.
it.
Yeah.
You can't cast it again.
Nope.
No, because it's a
He
spell.
he
No,
chose to
didn't.
as his hasted action. He chose to try to escape from the thing as an action. Yeah.
Which is a great plan on paper, but it hasn't worked out so well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll Ray of Frost.
Yes.
For 11 cold.
Okay, you zap and probably end up freezing the rest of the maggots too when you annihilate that Darakul. So at this point, the Darakul have been slain, and the Shadow Fae have surrendered, including the leader. And she ends up being true to her word. She shows you, as long as you promise not to kill her, basically. She explains that, and she's like, it's just business. This was never personal. This is just a job, a mission from the Moonlit King and our alliance with the Imperium. You are never meant to leave the Shadow Realm.
Alaric has his mask down, walks up to her and goes, "Give me the rapier."
She does. She hands over her weapon. It's not magical, but it looks very nice. Very ornate.
And any magic items. It's like, you want to live? Hand them over.
Yeah. What the main thing she has on her is all of her intel on all of you, and like sketches that also came from the Imperium. So now, if you recall from way back earlier in the sessions, you all found like charcoal sketches of the Archduke. So that's you eventually learned that the Ghul Imperium was hunting for him and have now successfully captured him. Well, now you all have charcoal sketches of each of you that she had been given from the Imperium, and then she's got other intel that she got from those of you that were in the last session that basically answered all the questions when you met her before, and then you can tell that she's been getting notes from the Shadowy Raven, and then she also got intel even from that troop that was passing through. Apparently they were also reporting to her and the Moonlit King as well. So she's been, with all of that information, they tried to stage a final stand to prevent you all from reaching this point, but were unsuccessful. So she has personally, and she keeps trying to say no personal animosity towards any of you, but certainly was just trying to do her job. But she does reveal
just trying to make sure we don't leave any loot. Trying to make sure we don't leave any loot behind by being kind.
Yeah. Yeah, they all have weapons and stuff on them, but unfortunately none of it is magical of note. And to open the gateway, she reveals you have to touch fresh water to each stone, and then you have to drink a swig of water and then touch the central stone. And then as soon as you do that, you are transported into another realm that you're trying to get to, which we will cover next time. This has gone very, very late, but I appreciate all of you sticking around to try and get through this long, climactic ending to the Shadow Road excursion, as we will spend our next session stepping back into the realm of Midgard and the desert city of Suwal. So that's going to end our episode of Empire of the Ghouls. Thank you to Brandon, Corey, Dory, John, and Stan for playing. And a big thank you to all of the patrons for helping make these sessions happen. Shouts to Platinum patrons: Joe, Will, Thomas, Stan, Brandon, Genocider, Eclectic, Roleplay Roll, Christopher, Corey, Big Nut, John F., John L., Scott, Eric, Tyler, Nathan, Camp Crystal, Counselor, Andrew, Daryl, the Reldren, Captain Woody 79, Stephanie, Andy, Patrick, Jason, and Ishmael, and Gold patrons: RPG, Papercrafts, Pretty Boy, and Yuma, Deadless of Diamond, Sam, Lumpy Spuds, Jerome, Nathan, Fast Like a Tortoise, Scott, Rufus, Carolyn, Jerry, Thomas, and Glenn. Thank you all very much for your support. We will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.